In this video, we're going to be creating our very own online shop using WordPress and the fantastic X Theme. It looks just like this, and it's packed full of features. It looks great. You can add your products, you can take payments. It's fully responsive, which means it works well on a mobile and a tablet. And yeah, basically it's going to be a great website for you to sell your products, services, whatever else you need to via your online shop. So let's roll the tape. Hello, it's Alex here from WP Eagle. Thanks for watching. So this is quite a long video. It's one of my feature-length tutorials where we're going to create an entire site from nothing. So the website we're going to be creating today is an online shop, or an e-commerce shop, as it's otherwise known, which basically allows you to add products and take payment and process your orders and all that sort of thing, calculate shipping, basically just like a real online shop, like your favourite, like Amazon and all that sort of stuff. So as I've already shown you, this is the website we're going to be making. It's got everything you need to sell your products and services online. Don't worry about the look and feel. If it's, if you're wanting to create something with a different color or different logos, that's fine. I'm going to show you exactly how to customize all the colors, the fonts, and all that sort of stuff, so you can really make the website your own. Now, the website that I'm building in this video is one that I actually made for a client of mine. I thought, hey, I'm building a shop for a client. Why not record it? So I recorded the entire process, from setting up the website hosting to getting the themes, installing WordPress, and basically getting the site all set up. So the website we're going to be making today, you are going to need to purchase a couple of little things. Don't worry, it's not a huge cost, but obviously in order to get a website online, you do need a couple of important things. And I'm going to take you through what they are right now, so that it's all out the way and you know exactly how much money you're going to need to get this site up and running. The first thing you're going to need is a domain name. You may already have one. A domain name is a .com, a .co.uk, a .net, .org, whatever. There's loads of dots out there at the moment. And obviously this is like your address online, and it's how people are going to find your website. You can't have a website without a domain name, I'm afraid. If you've already got a domain name, don't worry, that's fine, we can use that. If you don't already have a domain name, then please head over to GoDaddy, who are my favorite domain registrar, and you can pick up a domain name for just 99 cents for the year, so nothing to worry about there. The next thing you're going to need is some website hosting. Now, because this is an e-commerce website, I am going to be recommending some high performance website hosting from WP Engine, and the cost for this is $29 per month, which might sound a little bit expensive, but it really is worth it because they give you great performance on your e-commerce site, and the last thing you want is your site to be running all slow and horrible and all that sort of stuff. So that's why I'm recommending WP Engine today. However, if you need to run a website on more of a budget, and maybe you don't think your website's going to be too busy and you're happy if it's a little bit slower for now until maybe it takes off, I'm also going to be mentioning HostGator, and I've got a voucher for them as well. So that will kind of keep your hosting costs down. Final thing we're going to need is our WordPress theme, and today we're going to be using the amazing X Theme. This basically allows us to create our site, gives us the look and feel, gives us loads of features, all sorts of things, and basically provides the framework that we can then create our website. The cost for this is a one-off fee of just $64, and yeah, it's well worth it because you get support, you get updates, and basically you're going to need it to create this amazing website. So let's just summarize exactly what you're going to need. You're going to need your domain name, which is 99 cents for the first year. You're going to need your website hosting, and depending on who you go for, whether it be HostGator or WP Engine, the cost is going to vary, but at the most it's going to be $29.99 a month. And the final thing you're going to need is your WordPress theme, which, as I said, is just $64, and that's a one-off purchase. So that's what you're going to need. Hopefully that's not going to break your bank and you've got a little bit of budget to get this website up and running. Please bear in mind, I work with clients that have got online shops, and some of them have paid, $25,000, £30,000 for a site, which in dollars, I don't know what that is because our currency is changing, but it's a lot of money. So you really are getting a bargain by creating it yourself and using the services that I recommend. I want to stress, if you're brand new to making websites, I'm here for you. Leave a comment below or email me, and I'll do my best to help you out with your problems and help you get your site up and running. Anyway, I think that's enough chit chat from me. Let's get on the computer and start setting up our brand new WordPress e-commerce website. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing we need to do in order to get our website up and running is set up some hosting. Now, because this is a WooCommerce site, an online shop, I'm going to go for WP Engine. The reason I'm choosing WP Engine is because I've found that when running WooCommerce, it needs that little bit of extra power, especially if you've got quite a few products, and especially if you're thinking that you're going to get quite a bit of traffic. Now, obviously, WP Engine is not the cheapest when it comes to hosting, but as I say, it is really good in terms of performance. And if you want your website to run really fast and be really stable when you're running WooCommerce, then yeah, WP Engine all the way. However, saying that, if you haven't got the money for WP Engine, it starts at $29 per month, which may be out of your budget. Then I will recommend HostGator for you guys. And you know, HostGator is perfect for if you're just starting out, maybe you're not sure whether your website's going to be a success and you haven't got that much traffic coming at the moment, then HostGator will do the job as well. And if you go for something like the WordPress hosting or the cloud hosting, you should be fine up to a point. And then obviously once you decide that you need a bit more performance, you can obviously then move on to another platform or you know, upgrade here. I'll put a link up on the screen now for HostGator. It's an affiliate link, so if you use it, thank you very much. But I've also got a discount voucher for you guys as well. If you use the code EAGLE30, EAGLE30, that'll give you 30% off your hosting package. So you get a great discount if you go for like a year's hosting or whatever. Yeah, you get a big chunk of change back, which is great. So, but that is affiliate as well. So thank you very much if you use it. But anyway, as I say, today I'm going to be using WP Engine. Again, I will put a link up on the screen for WP Engine. It's an affiliate link again, so I will earn a small commission. Now, I use both of these services myself, both WP Engine and HostGator. I only recommend products that I use, and I say the commission is just like a little bonus and a way for you guys of saying thank you for these videos. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get started. Unfortunately, I don't have a discount code for WP Engine. They don't offer them, so but you may be lucky and there may be one running. Maybe you could do a quick Google and see if you can find one, but yeah, they don't seem to have as many codes as HostGator. Now, I'm already signed up for WP Engine. Obviously, if you're not, you'll need to come down and go and choose a plan. Personal is probably going to be fine. If it's your first website, you get one install for that, 25k visits per month and 10 gig of storage and unlimited data transfer. So that's probably fine. But if you're thinking of creating, you know, more, then maybe the bigger one is for you. As I say, I'm already signed up, so I'm going to log in. So when you log in, this is the dashboard. I can see the installs I've currently got. Obviously, if you've got a new account, you won't have any installs in here. So what you need to do is click Add Install. And I'm going to call it Bake It Free Form, which is the name of the site that I'm going to be creating. But obviously, it doesn't really matter what you put here because you're not going to see it at the front because we're going to be using a domain name. But it's going to be kind of like your staging area and how you access it before you've pointed your domain name and got everything live. If you've already got an existing install, which you probably haven't, as it's probably a new account, you can do a copy, but I'm just going to keep that as create a new install. Now, transferable install means that after you've built it, you can then move it over to a client and they kind of look after the billing and all that sort of stuff. So if you're building it for yourself, you're not going to worry about that. If you're building it for clients, what I do is I actually just build them myself and they pay me and then I pay WP Engine. It makes it a lot easier and also you can make a profit. So you're probably not going to want to tick that box, and multi-site you're not going to need for this particular example for the website that we're making today. So you can leave those boxes unticked. Let's click Create Install. And WP Engine is going to go off and set that hosting up and install WordPress for us. So we just need to wait a couple of minutes and you'll get an email when it's done. So I'll do a quick edit and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I've just got the email. It took a few minutes to come through, but this means that the new site is ready to go. So it gives us our information in the email here. If you click on the site URL, it will take you to your website as it is. It's just the kind of basic WordPress setup, which is fine. It's all looking good. And if you look in the email again, you've got a link to your WordPress admin. If you click on that, it's always going to be /WP admin for future reference. And then below here, you've got your username, which is whatever you set earlier. I'm just going to paste that in. And then to set a password, we just need to click on this link here. Put the username in or your email. I've already got the username in my clipboard, so I'll just paste that in. If we click Get New Password, what will happen is I'll get an email now where I can set up a new password. So let's just wait a few minutes for that to come through, and then we can carry on setting up the website. Okay, so I've got the password reset email. It only took a couple of minutes to come through. And all you need to do is just click on the link at the bottom of the email, and then you can enter a new password. Now, it creates a really strong sort of thing that you can use. So let's stick with this password for now. That'll be fine. I'm just going to copy it to the clipboard and click reset, and then we can go and log in. So it's bake it freeform, and then I'm going to paste the password in. Click remember me so that I don't have to enter that really long password every time. And I'm also going to save it in my browser again so I don't have to remember that silly long password. If you want to change that password at any time, you can do that. If you just go up to the top right in WordPress, you'll find your profile, click edit my profile, and in there you can change everything in terms of your name and passwords and all that sort of stuff. Okay, so now we're logged into WordPress, we're ready to start setting up our website. The first thing we're going to do is download the theme for the website, for WordPress. Now, the theme is what gives the website its look and feel. It gives you all the functionality and allows you to kind of create your content. The theme we're going to be using today is called X. It's a really powerful theme, really flexible theme. I love it because it's really easy to use. It's got loads of built-in features. It's got a drag and drop editor, and it makes it really easy to create some really good looking websites. So if we scroll down, I'll just show you a few of the things that you can do with it. It's got what are called stacks. It's got 4 of them, which are kind of like design templates, but they're all very flexible. So, you know, what you see here, you can change to your heart's content really, and it's very easy to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to buy and click this big button here. And it's going to take us over to Theme Forest, where we can purchase the theme. Oh, let me just go back and show you the product page. So it's $64 for a regular license. I've already purchased it a few times because I say I've used it on a number of websites. It is really that flexible. You probably don't need any other themes when it comes to WordPress once you've got X Theme, because you can make so many different designs with it and so many different unique sites that, yeah, why would you need anything else? If you come over to Theme Forest, I'll put a link on the screen now. Is an affiliate link. Thanks very much if you use it. If you follow that link, it'll take you to this page where you can purchase the theme. I say it's $64. On here, you'll also find a live preview. If you click that, I think that'll take us back to where we just were. Yeah, it takes you back to this website where you will find the demos down here. But yeah, check that out if you want to explore it before you purchase it. But it's the theme we're going to be using in this video, so I highly recommend that you do buy it. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get much further in the video. So once you've purchased it, you'll be able to download it. So I'm going to download it now. Just click here and find it in my downloads. Okay, so I downloaded the file from Theme Forest. Obviously you do the same after you've purchased it, and you get the zip file. So what I'm going to do is just open up this zip file, and obviously you'll do that on a PC, and however you do that, I think probably right click unzip. On a Mac it's right click and open with archive, or even just double click on it. I think that probably unzips it. Within there you will find a folder called X package. Within there's all sorts of good stuff, but what we're going to be uploading today is this zip here, which is just x.zip, which is within the Theme Forest zip file. There's quite a few zip files going on. Now we don't need to extract this one, we're just going to upload the zip file as is. So I'm going to go back to the website, the backend, the /wp-admin, and then go to Appearance and Themes. And then I'm going to click Add New. And it shows us the themes that we've already got installed. There with the already installed, and then these are themes that we can add if we want to. They're free themes, but we don't need to do that. We're going to upload X theme, and so we're going to click upload there at the top, and then choose the file from the computer. Let me find the right folder. So it's in that X package folder, and then we're looking for x.zip, and let's open that, and then click install now. So that's installed successfully, it says there. So then we click activate. So We're all installed and activated, but there's one final step. We need to validate the license. So in order to do that, you need to head over to community.theme.co. There should be instructions on how to do this once you purchase the theme. But yeah, head over to community.theme.co, and if you go up to register, you need to enter your Envato or your ThemeForest username and your purchase code, which you'll find again in ThemeForest. There's a link here which will show you exactly where to find it if you can't find it. And once you've done that, you can log in. I'm going to log in because I am already registered. Then if you go up to account and go to licenses, manage licenses. So in here, you'll find the license that you just added. I've got a few in here. If you need to add another one, you can buy one if you haven't already. And then if you've once you purchase it, you can enter the purchase code, same code that you just entered to create the account in there, and it'll add some more. So I've got this free one at the bottom, the one I've just purchased. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the actual URL of the site, which is bakeitfreeform.com. That's done. Now what we can do is add a development environment, which is what we've got at the moment. So I'm going to go back there and copy this. It's the WP engine, whatever you set up earlier, .wpengine.com. Oh, let me close that tab. I don't need that. I'm going to paste that in there. So now when we go back here, oh, sorry, we need to get this code, copy that to clipboard, and then paste that in there, click enter. Okay, so we're now validated and we're ready to get on and start putting our website together. Now the website I'm going to be making today is for a friend, client, who currently have got a website. It's just here on the screen now. And it's currently with GoDaddy, their kind of website builder, and it's just not really doing what they need it to do. So what I'm going to do is take all this stuff that we've got in here, and that's what I'm going to be building the website with today. So this site has got a shop on it. You can buy these cake kits. You see we've got some products here. Then it takes you off through to a cart. But yeah, as you can see, there's already photos and content and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to be taking what we've got here and then putting it onto the new site with X Theme and making it look a whole lot better. Okay, so before we actually get started adding some of that content and getting the design going, I just wanted to show you some of the demos over at X Theme. You can find them at theme.co. Basically, X comes with 4 different stacks, and they're kind of like a template that you kind of start with and gives you ideas on design. Have a good look through all of these and decide which one's going to be suitable for you. I'm going to go for integrity this time. If you look at wpeagle.com, that's on the icon stack, so you can kind of see a difference. But this one's going to be fine. It's got a nice shop layout. It's got a nice home page. It's got this video thing at the top, but you don't have to use that. You can just start from here. So yeah, we'll get started with integrity and see where we go from there. So I'm back over in the website, and let's start going through some of the theme settings and getting it going. What I've got is I've got the old site here, which I'm going to be using to copy and paste content from. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open the front of this site, the new site, in another tab, so we can see where we're at. So obviously X Theme is installed. This is what it looks like so far. Obviously needs a little bit of design work going on, but it will soon come together quite quickly. So if we go into the theme settings, to find them you need to go into Appearance and Customize. We've got all these lovely options down the side to play with, and as we make changes they're going to be reflected over here on the right so we can see what's going on, and then when we've finished we can just click Save. So as I mentioned, X is made up of a number of stacks. To choose your stack you go in here, so I'm going to leave it at integrity, but so you can switch to any of the other ones and start doing your design from there. I'm going to stick with integrity. Then we get these options here called integrity, funnily enough, and we can change the design if we want a light or a dark design. I'm going to keep it light because the old site is actually quite a dark design, and I want to have a light design because I think that's what we need for this particular website. You've got some other transparency effects that you can put on. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to set the logo. I always think that's a great place to start so that you can kind of put your stamp on the new site and kind of build it out from there. So to add the logo, it's in header. And then if we scroll down, you'll find a logo image and the upload here. So I've already got a logo to hand. It's on my computer. If you don't have a logo, please have a look on my channel. I've got a few videos about getting logos, whether you use somewhere like Graphic River, which is a great place to get some templates, or I've got a video on how you can just create one using a simple free online graphics editor. So do check those out. But I've got the logo in here. And it's 500 wide by 112 high. That may be too big. It is looking a bit big, but I can type a width in here to make it a bit smaller. That's probably a bit too small, so let's find a happy medium. Yeah, maybe 400. Let's try 400. And as you see, as I'm changing that figure there, it's changing the logo in real time. Over here, I think that looks about right, nice and clean, about the right size. Could add a few more pixels maybe, just to make it 420. Yeah, perfect. You got some alignment here, so you can adjust the vertical alignment in terms of where it sits. So if you need to move it up or down, you just adjust this number and get it, because you want it lined up with your menu. But I'm going to leave it at 22 for now until we add that menu, and then I'll see how it sits. Along here we can change the kind of menu font and stuff, but we'll come back to that soon once we've got the menu added. So that's all saved. Okay, so now we're going to start adding some more content and kind of making the site come together even more. Now, if you're not sure where to start in terms of content, what you can do, going back to those demos that we just looked at, is import some of the demo content. I'm not going to do it in this particular example. I'm going to try and build the site up from scratch. But if you look at some of my other tutorial videos, I tend to import that demo content because it's a great way of putting your site together and making it look like the demo, and then what you can do is go in and kind of customize it and make it your own. So if you've got like a blank canvas like we have now and you're not too sure what to do, that could be what you want to do. But what I'm going to do, and to do that, what you do is you come out of here and go back into the dashboard. And then if you go into here, this X add-ons area, and then you've got the demo content just here, and you can take a look at those demos that I just showed you and decide which one you like, and then you can import it so that it looks exactly the same, and then you've got all the pages and posts that they've created, and you can adjust them. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to create some stuff from scratch. So if you don't import the demo content, just follow me now, and I'll take you through setting up the home page and other content pages, and then maybe you can just customize them or obviously add your own content as we go along. So the first thing to do is the home page, always a good place to start. Now if we go into pages, I'll show you what we've got. We haven't got a lot at the moment, we've just got a sample page, not very exciting, so I'm just going to trash that. So it's nice and clean, nothing in there at all. Then I'm going to click add new, and I'm going to call it homepage. I think that's a good name for a homepage. And click publish. And that's now ready to go. The last thing we need to do is just set this as the homepage. So it's basically the first page that loads up when people come to the website. In order to do that, we go to settings and reading. And then in here, I'm going to select a static page, and then for the front page, I'm going to select home page. We'll come back in here and set the blog in a second. Well, probably not a second, a few minutes. So that's done. So now if we go to the website, here's our home page. Just says home page because we haven't had anything else. So let's add some more things. Now, the good thing about WordPress is when you're looking at a page and you're logged in, you get this toolbar across the top. So if I want to edit this page, I can just simply click edit page up here. And that applies to anything you're looking at on the site. It could be a product, could be a blog post, could be a page. So it makes it very easy to edit them. So by default, it's using the WordPress visual editor, which is fine. But I actually want to use Cornerstone. But before I do that, I'm just going to go through and check these options. Because it's the home page, I want to remove the page title. I don't want it to say home page at the top. That would be a bit rubbish. And I think that's all for now. So let's click update. And then let's click on Cornerstone and click edit with Cornerstone. So Cornerstone is like the visual editor which allows you to drag and drop elements on. Now the first thing I want to do is make this page full width. At the moment it's got what's called a sidebar, so it's got stuff coming up down the side, which is good for internal pages, sometimes on a home page, but in this particular case I don't want it on the home page. So I'm going to click on this cog, which is the settings, go to general, and then for page template I'm going to select layout full width, and then I'm going to click save. Just going to reload, and now that sidebar's gone and it's full width. So the first thing I want to add to the top of this page is a slider, so a nice big image that can rotate with other images and have some text and stuff. And I found the best slider around is Revolution Slider. So what we need to do is install that. Luckily it comes with X Theme. So I'm just going to come out of here by clicking on this little arrow, and just going to go up here and go back to the dashboard. It's WP-admin. Don't worry about changes, I haven't made any changes. And then I'm going to go to X add-ons again. If we scroll down, we've got all these extensions that we can install which come with X Theme, which is one of the reasons that it's one of my favorite themes. So I'm looking for Revolution Slider, or actually Slider Revolution. I always called it Revolution Slider, Slider Revolution. Okay, I'm going to click install. It's going to take a few seconds. So that's installed. Then we click Go Activate. It takes over to our plugin section, and then we can just click Activate here. Okay, so that's activated. Okay, so now we can go and create our slider. So down the left hand side we've now got this option Slider Revolution, so let's click on that and then we can start setting up our homepage slider. I'm going to click New Slider. I'm going to stick with the default slider, but you can have sliders that do all sorts of things like pull in posts or products or your Facebook or your Twitter, all sorts of things. In here I'm going to give it a name, just going to call it Homepage, and the alias again, Homepage. I'm going to put it as a hero scene, so that's basically just a single slide, but if you can always change it going forward if you want, stuff scrolling through, but I just want the big image, and then I'm just going to have a bit of text over top for now. But maybe as we go forward I might add some more slides, in which case I'd switch to a standard slider. Down here all this stuff's pretty fine, auto, whatever. What I am going to adjust is the height. That's too high for a slider in my opinion. I'm going to change that down to 400. Obviously you can play around with that as you like. I'm going to leave everything else as it is because that should all be auto off that in theory. Let's click Save Settings. Well, I say that off the size that I set. Hopefully that's clear. Okay, so now we can add our first slide. It's already got one here. That's all we need. So I'm going to click Main Background Image because I want a nice image for the background. Then in here is our media library. It's only got the one image so far. I'm going to click Upload Files. I've got a slider here that I've already put together. It's just an image. It's 1037 by 400, so that's sort of the size that you're going to want for your slider. It's kind of a widescreen rectangle shape. I'm going to click Insert. And then what we can do is we can add some text over the top of this image. So if I click Add Layer and then select Text, then I can put some text. Like that, click the tick. Then obviously we can drag that wherever we like. You can adjust the font style up here. So there's a number of predefined styles that you can use, or you can adjust it yourself using these things. Let's see what we've got. I think what I'm going to do is set up something myself. I'm going to customize it myself because I want it to match the fonts that we're already using, which I know is a font called Lato. So let's set this to Lato. Which will be in here under L. Let's have a look. There it is. Okay, I think that's a little bit too big, so let's adjust the font size, put that down to 40. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save it, and then I'm going to add it to the home page, and then we can kind of see what it looks like in real life, if that makes sense. So, I don't know what that tab is. Let's close it. Let's go right-click, visit the site, bring up the home page. Okay, and here we are on the home page. I'm just going to click Edit Page. I'm going to switch to Cornerstone. Don't worry if you get a message like that, that's fine. Click Edit with Cornerstone, and then we're going to just set the slider. To do that, we go into the cog again. Then you have a slider above the masthead. The masthead is this bit here with the menu. I think it's better below. It's obviously up to you. There's our slider there. We just select that and click Save. And there we go. And we can see the text there. It's not looking that great. It's the wrong color and it's not quite in the right place. So let's adjust that. Let's just come out of here and have a look at it in real life. See what I did there? I just got rid of the /cornerstone. Sorry if I'm going too fast. Okay, so let's move this text and make it a different color. So I think over to here, I think it needs to be white. Okay, like that. I think maybe we need a return. Is it going to do a return? I'm not sure if it likes returns. If you want to add a return, I think we need to add one of those, which is a kind of a break tag. So it's the pointed brackets /br, then pointed brackets. That's looking good. I think we need to adjust the line height. I think the gap there between the lines is too much. So the line height is just here. If we adjust that down to maybe 50. It's a bit better. We can make the font a bit bigger now, I think. Put it over to the side. Click Save, and then I'm just going to go back and refresh the home page here and have a look what it looks like. Okay, it's still not that clear, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of a background and you know, add a bit of color, so bring it alive. Probably using these colors off the logo. So to do that, let's go back into the slider, and on this bit of text here, what I'm going to do is let's add a background first. So if I drop this advanced style down, and in here we've got font, background, border, all sorts of things that we can do. So let's add a background. Let's try with the brown color with the green writing first. So I've got my color codes just in my notes here. You get them off your logo, whatever, you'll know what your colors are. Obviously, or you can just pick one from here, that's fine, but I'm going to put the color code in there. It's a brown color off the logo. There it is. What I want is a little bit more padding on the border. You see how then the padding is basically the space around the text. So if we just add a 10, 10, 10, and 10, like that. Let me just see what the font color looks like if I do it green. I've got my green down here. I don't know why it's gone black. That's not quite right. I've just set it to green. Let me just save and see what it actually looks like. Let's go back to the home page and refresh. Okay, that's too brown for me, and the green is not working there. So let's adjust it a bit more and play around with it and see if we can get it looking a bit better. So I'm just going to jump back into Slider Revolution and have a play with these settings. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the font. Lato is a font that we're using currently. It's the default kind of setting on the theme, but what I want to do is actually match the logo a bit more, which has a thinner font. So I'm going to switch this to a font that I know is a bit thinner. I don't know the exact font that we're using in the logo. I have just asked the client, so when they come back to me, I may adjust it further. But for now, I think Open Sans will be about right, if I can find it. Oh, there we go. This is a funny menu, it keeps closing on me. Open Sans. Okay. Let's change this text to white. So I'm not too keen on that green in that much of a block. So back to white, or near enough, and click Save. S refresh, so it looks like. That's looking a bit better. I want to move it across a little bit to left, and I think I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So let's drop that font down again to maybe 45. So I'm going to move it right over to the edge of the slider. And another thing I want to add is a button. So I'm going to go Add Layer Button. There's all sorts of different buttons. I just want a nice standard sort of button, like that one. You can change the text. Something like that. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Let's make the button green, and let's move it over to the edge of there. So I've set the button to change the background. We're just going to go to Advanced Style, go to Background, go to there. I'm going to find my green color code. Got it in the notes here. Put that like that. That's good. Click Save. Let's have a look at it now on the home page. Okay, I think they're too far over to the left now. I kind of want them to line up a bit better with this logo, if that makes sense. So let's move it across a little bit. Move that to there. There we go. Now you can make sure that everything's lined up properly by looking at this X and Y up here. So the X on that one is 30. So I'm going to put the X on the button as well to 30. Click Save. Let's refresh. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, so last adjustment I'm going to make to this slider. I still think this brown is a bit heavy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it slightly transparent. I think that's going to tone it down a bit because I've noticed this button is slightly transparent and that looks quite nice. So to do that, let's go back to the slider again and select this layer. And then again in the advanced settings here under background, you've got this opacity. And I'm going to just set that. It has to be a decimal point number, so because 1 is basically not transparent, and then below 1 is transparent. Clear as mud, I know. So I'm going to set that to like 0.6 and then save. Let's see what that looks like. That looks better. It's not quite as heavy now, although you can still clearly see the writing. So I'm happy with the slider for now. Obviously, you'll play around with your slider as much as you like to get it looking really good, and it's going to depend on the photos that you've got to play with and all that sort of stuff. I'm quite limited. I've got the photos that I've got from the client, and obviously the better the photo, the more of an impact your slider will make. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to adjust the colours on site just so that they all match up. Get rid of this red, make it, I think, the green colour. And these colours here, just so that it's kind of consistent across the site. So to do that, we're going to click on Customize. Then the first place we're going to look is Typography. And if we go in here, we've got some colours for the body font. I'm going to leave that grey at the moment. So I'm going to change the headings font colour to green. Again, I've got the colours down in my notes here. So green is this one. Just put that in there. Then if we scroll down towards the bottom, we've got the site links colours. I'm going to just change that one to the green and the hover to the brown. Again, you'll set these colors to match whatever colors you're using in your logo or your branding or whatever. Let's click save and publish, and we can see that that's now changed those things to green, and down the bottom it's green. So let's just come out of here, and that's starting to look quite good. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add some pages. I'm not going to actually add any content yet, but I just want to kind of get the structure of the site together, add this menu, get that up and running, and then we can start obviously to populate those pages with some content, including the home page, and linking through to some of those pages from the home page. So if I look at my client's old site, it gives me an idea of the pages we've got. We've got the buy cake kits, which that page is going to be the shop page, the WooCommerce page as it were. We've got this allergen free page, which has just got some content on it. So that's one that we need to add. We've got an about us, and then below that we've got an FAQ and a blog. And here we've got comments and reviews, including customer reviews, blogger reviews. And then we've got a contact us. So let's add these pages now. So to add some pages, let's go back to the blog. I'm going to go new page. And the first one is allergen free. There we go. Let's say I'm going to just publish that without any content for now. We'll come back and add it in a second. Let's add the rest of the pages. So what's the next one? About us. And then we've got the comments and reviews. Then finally the contact us. Now to add these sub pages, the customer reviews and blogger reviews and the FAQ and the blog, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to move the blog up to be a main page. Actually, I think that's probably better all around. So add a page called blog. And then, so for these sub pages, like the FAQ, I'm going to add this FAQ, and then we're just going to go down to the side here and go to parent, and I'm going to select about us as the parent. And then customer reviews and blogger reviews as well. And again, I'm going to set the parent here as comments and reviews. Add the final page, which is blogger reviews. Okay, so that's our pages added. They're all blank so far, but we'll, as I say, add some content shortly. One thing I've noticed is that the permalink, which is this bit here, if I click on that, here's the page here. Obviously, there isn't anything on here just yet. And I'm wondering if that green actually is too much. Maybe that should be the brown. I think I'll do that now. Don't want too much green. So that is, sorry, in topography. Let's change this to the brown color. What you'll notice in my videos is I sometimes go back and forth just as I'm working on the site. I tend not to try and edit these kind of round. I think it's good for you to see what I'm up to and the changes that I make as we go forward. So yeah, I'll go with brown. I think that looks a bit better. But anyway, back to this page. So yeah, what I was saying is the permalink is currently / page ID = 19, which is not particularly friendly for search engines, for people, for anyone really. You know, ideally this page should be blogger reviews. So let's change the permalinks so that they make more sense. So I'm going to go into the dashboard, go to settings and permalinks. And I'm just going to select post name as the structure, and then I'm going to actually add something extra. I'm going to add the category, and this is mainly for blog posts. So say for example we put a post in the category news, and then the URL would be whatever.com/news/ the post name, so whatever that is. I think again it's better for SEO. So you can either have it just as post name, but I would recommend having this slash question mark category. Sorry, not question mark, slash percentage category percentage slash. There we go. Let's save the changes. So now if we go back to the site and have a look at the pages, like this about us, we can see that it's now slash about us rather than question mark page ID. I must apologise, I'm a little bit croaky at the moment. I seem to be having a bit of a sore throat, so I do apologise, but I'm going to carry on and hopefully you can understand me okay. Okay, so we've done the page links, the permalinks. Let's do the menu along the top here. So to do that, let's go back into, in fact we don't even need to go back in, we can just go to menus just here. You'll also find it in appearance and menus in the back in the dashboard. And I'm going to create a new menu. I'm going to type it in here, call it main menu, click create new. Then I'm going to add the pages that I want to appear across the top there in that menu. So I want pretty much all of these. I'm going to include the home page. Like that. And then we can just kind of rearrange them by dragging and dropping. I'm going to rename homepage to home. And put the blog down here, along with the contact us. Put the allergen free up here. Now the comments and reviews go underneath. The customer reviews go underneath comments and reviews. So I've just dragged it to the side there to make that a sub kind of menu item. I'm going to move the whole lot down to here, and the FAQ under the about us. And then I'm going to select the location as the primary menu, which is the one across the top. Let's click save. Just close this tab, it's a bit of a mess. Then click the visit site, and we can see that we've got our menu along the top here. It's looking good, and we can obviously then click through to these pages and have a look what we've got, which is nothing at the moment because we need to add some more content. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the shop, just so that it's ready for us to add some products. So to do that, I'm going to go back into the dashboard. And as you know by the title of the video, we're going to be using WooCommerce. So I'm going to go to plugins and add new. And in the box over here, I'm going to type WooCommerce. It's the first one that comes up. I'm going to click install now. Now, WP Engine recommends that you make a backup point whenever you make changes to plugins and that sort of thing, which you can do from your WP Engine dashboard. It's quite useful, especially when you're updating plugins, because if anything goes wrong, you can easily then restore back to where you were when it was all working. But for now, I'm not going to bother because everything's going to be fine. So I click no thanks on that, and then it's going to install it for me. Then I'm going to click activate plugin. And then we get this nice little setup wizard here. So let's click let's go. So the first bit is to do with the pages it's going to set up. It's going to set up the shop page, a cart page, a checkout page, and a my account page, which is all good. Let's click continue. You can set your kind of location and stuff here. That's all fine for me. So I will be shipping physical goods to customers. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's fine. We're going to be using PayPal. And then it says we're all ready. So I'm not going to create a first product just yet. I'm just going to return back to the dashboard. Now in here we should have the pages that it's just created within the pages section. We've got our shop page there, which is where all the products are going to show. Actually, I'm just going to open up the client old site again just so that I can see how they named it up. I don't know why I closed it. I said it was messy, but I actually need it, don't I? Anyway, so I've got a sore throat. I'm not feeling too well. Let's carry on. So they've called their shop by Cake Kits, which is fine. So let's rename this by clicking edit. By Cake Kits. accidentally. Click update. Let's just view the page. There won't be anything there just yet because there's no products. And the URL is still actually shop. So let's just go back and change by cake kits with hyphens in between. And let's have a look at it. There it is. So we just need to add that to the menu. There's no products just yet, so we'll add those in a second. Yeah, but let's just add the shop to the menu. We can also change this within the X Theme settings, so we'll do that as well. But yeah, let's add it to the menu. I'm going to go back into menus. I'm going to find it here. There it is, by cake kits. Going to click add to menu. I'm going to drag that up to next to home. Click save. Let's have a look at the site. There we go. Menu's looking nice and full, and everything's there. Okay, so let's add some products. I think that's a good place to start, so that we can see how they're going to lay out and all that sort of stuff. So to add products, again, we go to new, and basically if you want to create anything new, it's all under the new drop down here. So we've got product. Let's click on it. Let's just go over to the old site. So the first one we've got here is a ginger cake kit. Let's click through, and here it all is. So let me, I'm just going to basically start copying and pasting. I'm going to save these images. Hopefully you've got all your product information and whatnot to hand, or you can obviously just type it straight in off the top of the head if that's what you want to do. But I'm just going to do some copying and pasting. So let's put that in there. Now it's all in capital letters, which is fine, I guess, if you like capital letters. I'm always a bit confused when it comes to punctuation, whether you should have capital letters on each word or it should just be a capital at the beginning. Personally, I think it should be capital letters on each word. And I've got a great little tool that I use if I need to change the case of something. It's called convertcase.net, and I can just take this capital. This is nothing to do with WordPress really. It's just a little tip. I can paste some capital letter text in there, and I can change it to title case, which I think looks a bit tidier. There we go. Now it's given the URL Ginger Cake Kit 11 servings. I don't think the 11 servings is actually necessary in the URL, so I'm going to take that off like that. Now when you're editing in WordPress, now when we're editing pages and posts, we'll get access to Cornerstone, which is the editor I showed you earlier. And we'll be using a lot more as we go forward adding pages. But when you're adding products, you don't get that fancy editor. You just get text and visual. You're probably going to want to use the visual editor because it works a lot more like a usual word processor. It's a bit like Word. You can just kind of type stuff and add bolds and italics and all that sort of stuff. I've got a number of videos in my WordPress Basics series in a playlist, which is all about working with WordPress and adding stuff. So if you want more detail on what all this sort of stuff does, even though it's quite obvious, the chain is a link and that's a quote. But yeah, if you want to find out more, do check out that playlist. So when you come to add products, you've got two descriptions actually. You've got this one here at the top, and you've got a short description down the bottom. Now the short description is what appears towards the top of the product, next to the picture generally, and the rest kind of towards the bottom. So you want to get your key points in the short description. So if I look back at the ginger cake, I like these bullet points. I think I'm going to add them at the top. And maybe just this one line here. So, and then I'll put the rest down the bottom. So let's add that. Oh, again, I'm going to switch to Visual Editor. Let's get these bullet points. Oh, that's the wrong tab. Let's move that. Let's close Convert Case. I'm going to try and keep this tidy, but bear with me. I always have far too many tabs open. Okay, so let's get these bullet points. Let's put across these weird ticks, which may or may not look okay. Probably better moving it into proper bullet points. So what I'm going to do is just delete these ticks. Put each one on a separate line. Okay, and then I'm going to just highlight them all, not that first line, just the bullets. And then I'm going to click on the bulleted list button to turn them into bullets. So that's the top of the product. In here, I'm going to put the rest. So just going to copy that to my clipboard, paste that in. There's another line there. I don't know if I need the bullet points again, to be fair, so I'm just going to put this bit in here. Maybe make that bold. I think that'll do for the text. Right, let's add the price. The price is £14.50. So 14.50. If you want to add a sale price, you can do that, and then obviously it will show the regular price with a line for it, and then the sale price next to or underneath, whatever. In here you've got the inventory, so you can add an SKU if you've got one. I don't think I've got one on this product. You can enable stock management if you want to keep a stock. Again, I'm not using that on this particular project, but you might want to. In here you can add weights and stuff for shipping. Again, I don't have that information to hand right now, so I may add that later, and also set up the shipping classes. We'll do that in a bit. Linked products are good to come back and do later once you've added all your products. It basically allows you to cross-sell and upsell products. So basically the upsells, I believe, are shown at the bottom of the product when people are looking at it, and then the cross-sells are shown in the cart when people are about to check out. So it's kind of like You May Also Like, which you've probably seen on Amazon and other websites. So it's useful to do once you've added the rest of the products, because I'm not going to be able to link to others because this is the first product I'm adding. Now, attributes are not relevant for these products because they just kind of come as is. It's just a cake kit and that's it. You'd use attributes if you were selling things like clothes, where maybe they come in different sizes and different colors, and you can kind of add different attributes and different prices for different attributes. Now again, I have got a video on my channel on this in terms of how to add these attributes and set up pricing for clothing, etc. So if that's the kind of product you're selling, then do check out that video, but I'm not going to go into it in this video because there's quite a lot to go through and it can get quite complicated depending on how many attributes you've got on your products. But there it is if you want to start using that. In advance, we've got a few other things. We've got like a menu order, so you can arrange how it appears on a page. You can enable reviews, and then you've got this purchase note, which is an extra note that will be sent to the customer once they purchased it. So I don't know, say you've got a product that's got a long delivery time on it, you could say, you know, in there, this product will be shipped in 2 weeks, and then that note will be added to their order confirmation. That's quite useful. So that's all that kind of WooCommerce stuff done. The final thing we need to do is add some product images. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take some of these images that we've got here if I can. So I'm just going to do that. Save image as ginger cake 1. Again, when you're labeling images, you want to try and include keywords. It's all good for SEO. We've saved this in the right place. So let me just save these. I'm going to do a quick edit. You don't need to watch me saving images. That's a bit boring. Okay, so I've got the images, and I'm going to add them now to the new product that we've created. So let's go back to the website. So the first one we've got here is the product image that's going to appear around the site. It's kind of like the main image. So let's go for number 1, which is a picture of the cake. And then below this we've got the product gallery, which is the rest of the images. So let's just find those. And you can select more than one if you like. Just do that. There we go. So that's all done. We can add some product tags. So that's ginger, sticky. Again, these just kind of help WooCommerce and WordPress group things together. So when you're showing, you know, related stuff or whatever, it's useful to have tags to help WordPress and WooCommerce know what's related. And let's add some product categories. For this, I'm just going to add the product category cake kits. This site doesn't really need too many product categories, but again, if you were selling clothing, you'd have a category for t-shirts and another one for trousers and knitwear, that sort of thing, so that you can group everything nicely. But as on this site, we've only got a handful of products and they're all cake kits. For now, I'm just going to add the product category as cake kits. And that's it. Let's click publish. Okay, so that's done. There's a few error messages coming up to do with shipping, and PayPal didn't work properly. So we'll check that out in a bit when we come to, you know, finishing off the store and, you know, finalizing everything. But for now, let's have a look at this product, see how it's doing. There it is. There's our ginger cake kit. 11 servings. It's looking nice. I need to change the button colors because that red is too red for me. And so, as I said, here's the short description that appears at the top, and obviously here's our nice images which pop up in a nice light box. Here's our tags and our category. Here's the longer description, and then here will be the reviews if people would like to review the cake. And that's pretty much it. So let's change this this button color because it should probably be green, I think, to match everything else. So to do that, we're going to customize. Go to buttons. And not only have we got options on the color, we can change the style to like a flat button, which I quite like, or even just a transparent button, which looks quite nice, but obviously we'll need the right colors. And you set the colors down the bottom here. So for example, if I set the color of the text to be green, it looks like that. And the border color you could set to be the brown. Like that. Looks okay. I'm not sure if the green's actually working on the button. What I think I'm going to go for is a flat one. And what shapes have we got here? No, I don't like that. Square is quite nice. Let's go for slightly rounded. Hey, why not? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the text to white. So there. And the background to the green. Again, you're just going to have to play with this and get it going as you, so it suits your taste and how you like it. Okay, and the border, again, I'm going to do that green. There we go. I don't know what's going on with the text. That's gone a weird color. Let me add the code for white, which I know is FFF, like that. That's looking better. I like that. So let's just check the hover. Okay, it's hovering red. What I want to do is hover it on the brown. So just going to put that in there like that. I think the border color is already okay. Yeah, good. Let's click save and publish and close this now. There's our product page and it's looking quite nice, I think. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the rest of the products. There's not too many. I just want to do that so that when we go and have a look at the shop page and start laying that out, that we can kind of see what it looks like with more than one product. So again, I'm not going to make you watch me add lots of products because it's going to be exactly the same process that I just went through. I'll do that now and we'll do a quick edit and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm halfway through adding the products and I've noticed that because the images supplied by my client are all different shapes, you know, they're rectangular or they're square, it's looking a little bit weird on here because it's got like a kind of weird layout, like a Pinterest style thing going on. So what I recommend is if you are adding product images that they're all the same ratio and kind of size. So if they're square, make sure they're all square, or if they're all rectangles, make sure they're all rectangles to a certain ratio so that they all lay out nicely. So I'm just going to adjust these images as I'm uploading these products and I'm going to get these all square. Again, I'll see you in a sec. Okay, just to add to that, I found that the best shape is actually a rectangle rather than a square. As you can see, these look quite nice now. I've just been using Fireworks. You know, you can use Photoshop, whatever you like. I've been using an image size of 600 by 485. So anything of that sort of ratio will work fine for you. They're kind of big enough, really. They look good on the product page and whatnot. So that's a little note on images. Another note I just want to say, I'm still in the middle of adding products, but yeah, I keep thinking of things I need to add to this video so that you know what's going on. Is that sometimes when you're making changes and you've changed an image or whatnot, and you go back to the site and have a look and you think, oh, it hasn't changed. And you get a little bit frustrated because it looks like it changed, but it hasn't changed. The reason for that is that WP Engine uses a caching plugin or system, which basically means that it stores copies of your pages to make them load faster. And what can happen is if you make a change, what happens is you might see the old version of the page. So if that happens, what you need to do is just go into your dashboard. I recommend you do this after you do any changes. Go to WP Engine General Settings. And in here you've got a purge all caches button. If you click that, then that should clear the cache, and then you'll be able to see the actual latest version of the website and all your changes. It's a good tip, and yeah, use it if you think that you made a change but it's not being shown on the front of the website. So let me add some more products and then we'll crack on with setting up the rest of the site. Okay, so I've added all the products. Thankfully there was only 5 to add, so it didn't take too long. And I've obviously tidied up the images and made them all the right shape and size, so that it all looks really nice. And obviously you can click through, and yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that the products are looking. The related products are now showing along the bottom. These are generated automatically, again based on the tags and categories and things that you use when you're adding the products. Now what I want to do now is kind of tidy up this shop, get this looking how I want it to. And then we can obviously go back to the home page and start working on that, and then go through the rest of the pages and yeah, kind of finish everything off. This is a super long video because I'm also going to be going through some SEO and adding social media icons and all that sort of stuff towards the end of the video. So if you made it this far, well done. You know, we're getting there. But yeah, there's plenty more to do. But you're going to end up with a really good site at the end of it. So yeah, back to the shop. Let's change this. I'm not happy with the shop and welcome to online store. So I'm going to change that first, and then I'm going to have a look at this sidebar area and add some things there. So to change this text at the top here, we need to go back into Customize. And if we go into Integrity and then scroll down towards the bottom, we've got Shop Options. So you can either turn it off completely, like that, or you can have it on. I'm going to have it on because I think, you know, having a nice title is a good thing. And I'm just going to put what it is. If I could spell allergen, I'll make this project a lot easier. I'm going to call it allergen-free cakes because I think that is a searchable term rather than home baking kits, which is not searched for on Google that much. So again, whenever you're building pages or anything like that, just kind of keep in mind what you think people might be searching for on Google, and even go over to Google like this and, you know, start typing in. So I can see carrot cakes coming up. But if I just do, see cakes is coming up. If I go for home, no, there's nothing for home cake kits. So allergen-free cakes is probably the best bet for that. So that's what I'm going to put. And then for the subtitle, I will put a bit about the cake, the kits. Sorry, and I'll just get that from this website. I'm going to take that bit of text and just kind of rewrite it a little bit. Like that, and let's save and publish, and let's close and have a look. There we go, that looks quite nice. Okay, so next thing I'm going to look at is this sidebar. Now while I was editing the products and all that sort of stuff, and in between recording, I went off to find some graphics that I want to use with this site. I wanted some nice icons to represent the allergies. So I headed over to Graphic River, which is a website I use all the time. It's part of Envato, same as Theme Forest and all that sort of stuff, where you got X Theme from. So if you've already got credit in your account, bonus. It's a great place to find some graphics and all that sort of stuff. So I found this perfect template with all the different kind of allergies and allergens. And then what I've done is I've just cut out, using my graphics package, the ones that I want. So I will say that you do need some very basic graphic design skills when you are making a website. Now I use Fireworks, and you see here's the graphics that I've been editing. So when you buy it, you get like a basic file, and then all I'm doing is simply selecting the bits, cutting them and putting them into a new image, resizing them so they're all the same size, and saving them. It's quite straightforward when you know how, but if you don't know how to do that, I suggest you just have a quick look on YouTube for graphic design. I've got one on making a logo, which could help as well, because that uses a very simple online graphics design package. Okay, so I've got these graphics all done. I've got the egg and the gluten and all that sort of stuff. And what I'm going to do is I want to add them down the side here on this sidebar. Now, the easiest way to do this I've found is to create what you want within a page, and then we're going to paste it into the sidebar. And if that doesn't make sense, don't worry right now. It's just that the widgets that we use in the sidebar, and widgets are each one of these elements, so the search is a widget and the recent post is a widget and all the rest. They're not that easy to work with. They're not as easy to work with as a page. So that's why I say it's best to do it in a page and then kind of go from there. So if I just create a new page, we're just going to use it as a kind of temporary thing to play around with. In fact, I'm just going to call it temp and we'll delete it at the end. And in here we can kind of play around, build stuff and then copy it to other bits of the site. And then I say when we're finished, we'll delete this page. Let's switch to Cornerstone and click Edit with Cornerstone. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a section. So again, this is the nice visual editor that we're going to use to create pages. And then from the elements, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the feature list element. As you can see, it gives us a nice kind of way of displaying our features. Really useful. You can use icons, but as I say, I'm going to use some graphics that I've got from Graphic River. If you can't be bothered with the graphics, the icons are there, and there is loads to choose from. I'm going to change it here to image though, so that I can upload my own image. Then we can edit each item here. So the first one is egg free. So that's the top bit of text we're changing there. Then the content is the bit of text below. Completely, I can't spell completely, funny old word. There we go, egg free. And then here I can add my image. Then I'm going to go to upload file and I'm going to find my icons that I got earlier. There's the egg. Click insert into post. There it is. That looks quite nice. And I can go back and go to the next one. Gluten and wheat free. And then I need some text. For celiacs, I don't know how to spell celiacs, close. With wheat allergies. And then I'm going to add my gluten wheat icon thing. There it is. There we go. So let me add the other 3 or 4. By the way, so if I want to add a few more of these, there's just a little add there so we can have as many as we like. So yeah, let me add the others, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how we can copy this that we're working on here over here into the sidebar, which will then appear on all pages or just some pages or wherever we want. It's pretty flexible. So yeah, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so there's all our features. They're all looking good. Well, they're not really features. Well, they are features. But they're all the things that this product is free from, which is a good thing, I guess, if you've got allergies. So as I say, we're going to add this now to the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save down here. And then we can go back. In fact, we can just close that now. And yeah, what I want to do is I just want to actually edit this page. So let me just go back into the dashboard. And go into pages. If you ever want to go back to the dashboard, by the way, I just did a /wp-admin on the end of your website address. Okay, so that's in our temp page. And this time I'm not actually going to edit it with Cornerstone. I'm just going to edit it because I want the text editor. Oh, it's flipped to Cornerstone anyway. I'm going to click on text here and it's going to give you a little warning. Don't worry about that. Just click proceed. What it does is it shows us all the code that's actually generating what I just created using Cornerstone. And again, don't worry, it looks a little bit techie, but I'm going to hold your hand on this bit and it'll be worth it in the long run, because what it will allow you to do, as I say, is to build stuff in Cornerstone and then move it to the sidebar if you like. So what I'm looking for in here is the shortcode that I was using, and when I say shortcode, that's one of the elements that you drag on, you know, the bits that do stuff like the feature list. The bit you don't want is any of this CS content, CS section, any of that stuff, because that's the actual bit that's making up the page. But I can see here that X feature list starts. Everything starts with a little bracket and then ends with a little bracket. And then basically everything in between, there'll be another X feature list down the bottom with a slash, that kind of, where am I looking? Just here. That marks the end. So basically everything within there is the feature list. That's my very basic guide to this code. And don't worry, you don't need to know anything more than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy between the two tags. So the opening tag is there without the slash, and the closed one is there with the slash. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Appearance and Widgets. And you can see here is our sidebar. So if you remember, let me just show you on the website. When we're looking at a page, it doesn't necessarily have to be the shop page. It can be any page. We've got this bit down the side with the search, the recent posts, and all that sort of stuff. And as I said, these are the widgets, you see. So there's the search, there's the recent posts, and all the rest of it. So I'm going to take some of these off. I don't want them all. The search is maybe pretty useful. We'll leave that. Recent posts is a good one as well if you're going to do some blogging, but at the moment we don't have any posts, so I'm going to just take that off for now. I'm going to leave the search. I say that is probably quite useful. What I'm going to do is, these are all the widgets over here that you can drag up. So there's all sorts of things that work pretty much straight off. You know, if you want to add it, you just go and put it up there. I suggest you just try a few out, see what you like, see which ones are going to be useful for you. But I'm going to use text, because with text you can do loads of stuff. So I can drop that in there. I can give it a title if I like. I may do in a minute. You don't have to. And I'm just going to paste all that stuff that we copied from the temp page a second ago. I'm going to click Save. So now if I go back to the front of the website, let me just close some of these other tabs. Again, I'm trying to keep it tidy. And then if I refresh, you can see there's our search. And there is our kind of feature list, which is looking good. Apart from these weird little bullet points that I've just noticed. That's not a problem. What we're going to have to do is just add a little bit of custom CSS. It's obviously maybe just a little bug or whatever when you put these into a widget. So to remove those, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click and go Inspect. And again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on this, but this is a way of changing your CSS. If you right click anywhere on a page and go to inspect, it brings up this panel at the bottom, which again shows you the code and what's going on. And when you kind of highlight bits of code, it shows you where they are on the page. So what I want is this little dot. So I'm going to pick the, or click on this little arrow, which is the selector. And I'm going to select this top area, which is basically, this has become a list, what's called a list, you know, a bullet point list. And these are the bullet points that we need to hide. So I've selected the top item in that list. And then what I'm going to do, come down here, I'm going to click the little plus. And that is the element that we're talking about. Then I'm going to add an attribute, which is list style. And again, I'm not expecting you to know what any of these are. You'll have to look them up. But I'm just doing it for this particular element. And if you're not going to use the feature list like I am, then again, you don't need to worry about this bit. I'm just going to put the word none. And then we can see that that's looking a bit better. I mean, there are other things that you can do. So, for example, margin is another one that you might want to do. So, margin left, I could set that to 0, or even less if I want to move it across. I think it'd look nice if it kind of lined up with the search. I'd say about about there, I think would be nice. There we go, that's looking better. So this bit of text, or sorry, this bit of code is only kind of on the fly. If I refresh the page now, it will go away. It's only what's actually in my browser. So to make it the same for everyone that views my site, I need to actually add it to the config of the website. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this to my clipboard, just this little bit. I'm going to go back to the website, and then I'm going to go into Appearance and Customize. Back into the X Theme settings. And then down here we've got this custom section. We've got edit global CSS. And then what I can do is just paste that in there. And I've just noticed there's a weird little I there. That shouldn't be there. It should start with a dot. That's better. And then I can just click the little cross and save and publish. And let's close this. And there we go. If we go through all the pages, it's there and it's looking good. So let's just go back to the shop page and see how it's looking. I'm quite pleased with that. It's looking really nice. There's a little bit of room there for something, so we could maybe add recent posts when they come through or something like that. But for now, I'm going to leave the sidebar as it is, and we can like crack on now with the homepage. So let's go and take a look. So at the moment we haven't got anything here at all. What I was thinking is I was going to add my icons and some text along the bottom here, then pull in some recent products and whatnot, and then it should start to come together quite nicely. So to edit the page, we're going to go up to Edit with Cornerstone. So what I'm going to do first is just add a section. I'm going to break it down into 5 columns because we've got 5 different allergen-free features. So I'm just going to go into the section there by clicking on it and then selecting the 5 column layout, just like that. And then I'm going to go into Elements and start bringing in what we need. And I think the best thing would be to have like the image at the top and then a little bit of text underneath. So something like this feature box might be the one. Let's have a look. So I want to change the graphic to an image and add my, let's go with dairy first. I'm just going to copy and paste this from that page that I got before, or from the sidebar, sorry. Just like that, and then I'm obviously going to go through into the next column. And what you can do is actually, you can, to make it a little bit easier, I don't know if it is easier, rather than just adding in, you can do a little duplicate and then bring over your duplicated one and just change it. This one is going to be, let's have a look, egg free. And let's just get the rest of the words. There we go. So I'll crack on and do the rest. I'll do a quick edit and then we'll carry on with the rest of the homepage. Okay, so they're all done. Let's save the page. And let's just push that over there so we can see what it looks like. So that's all looking good. I want to add a little bit of text now, which I think I'm going to sit below these. Also want to move them up a little bit. They're kind of, got a lot of space around them. Not that that's a bad thing, but I'm just going to reduce it slightly. So I've got some text on the old site, which I'm just going to copy here. And I'm going to pop out the editor. As you can see, that little arrow down there moves Cornerstone in and out. I'm going to go back to the section. If we click on the section that we've already got and click over here onto the section, we can see that there is some padding at the top and bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce that down to 25, or in fact even 20. But again, you can play with this as you like, depending on how much space you want around your content. Like that. And then I'm going to go to sections again. I'm going to add another section. That one there. And again, I'm going to reduce the padding down. I think probably to 0 at the top, maybe. Let's see what it looks like. And 0 at the bottom. Okay, then we're going to go into the elements and find the text element, which is down the bottom for under T. And then I'm just going to paste that text in. I'm going to switch to the visual editor. Now that text is probably a little bit too small, so let's see if there's any other elements that might be more suitable. I could of course just make it a heading. That makes it a bit bigger. So if I switch to visual editor and just highlight all the text, click on this little icon here for the toolbar, and then I could make it a heading 4, which is a bit too big probably, and center it. Too big, maybe heading 5. That's pretty good. Or heading 6. No, that's in capitals. Another way of doing it would maybe be to find a different element. So let me just delete that text element. Click on elements, and then I'm going to look for something that might be more suitable. Let's have a look. This custom headline, let's see what that's like. That's still too big. It's just using the headers again, which is fine, but at least in here we can change the color and stuff and the alignment. So let's make it center. I don't want it the brown, even though it is a heading. I want it the grey colour. Which I'm not sure the exact colour code. Let me just have a look. I just had a quick look. It is RGB 153153. There we go. I just had a look in the X settings. I did a quick edit. It's a bit boring. So that's that grey colour. That's looking good. That's fine. I think I want to reduce the padding at the bottom of this one, just so they're a little bit closer. Like that. So I also want to add some WooCommerce products. Now, in order to do that, I need to add one of the WooCommerce shortcodes. So if you go over to Google and just type in WooCommerce shortcodes, I think it's the first one that comes up. You scroll down, and we've got this recent products, which is going to work fine, or there's the featured products. I think recent products will be fine for me because I've only got a few products. I could set it to 5 columns, and that'll do for me. I'm going to copy and paste this. You may want to use featured products if you've got a lot of products and you just want to show certain products on the home page, in which case you'd use this one. And then you need to set certain products featured when you're editing them, and you'll see that up in the top right hand corner. Or you can just click the star, which I'll show you in a second. Actually, here's a little screenshot. So when you're looking at your products, there's this star you can click, and that makes them featured. But you could pick certain ones by their SKU. There's all sorts of shortcodes, so have a look on this. It's really useful. But yeah, what you do is you find the one you want, which I say I want this recent products. Just copy it to your clipboard. Come in here, add a text thingy. And this time you want the text editor. Just paste it in. And there we go. If I make it columns 5. Oh, it doesn't do 5 columns. Columns 2. There we go. Or even just columns 1. Which is a bit too big. I think columns 4 is fine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reduce it down to 4 so it goes on to the 1 row. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a click through. Turns out maybe showing 5 is too many. 4 is fine. What I do want to do is add a little break between the two. So what I think I'm going to do is add another section. And move this one down into that section. Spaces it out a bit more nicely. A bit nicer. I guess is the right way of saying it. Let's just add a little headline in here. Something like that. Could probably center that. And I think I'll make it a little bit smaller by knocking it down to a H4. And then I'm just going to remove a bit of the padding again. Like that. Then we just need a button at the bottom here, which I would like to be centered. Can we do that? I can't see the center, but let's just give it a name. Browse our cake kits, something like that. Large is good. If I put it into a block, that looks good. Perfect. You can add icons and all sorts. You know, I could add a cart. Is there a cart? Yeah, something like that. So people know that they're going to be going shopping. You've got some other things. You've got popovers and stuff, which you can add if you want, which basically means when someone hovers, you know, some text will pop up. But for now, that's looking good to me. Let's drop that down and have a look. So I'm quite happy with that. You may want to add some spaces. We can do that. Again, there's tons of elements in it. You're just going to need to play around and see, you know, how you get on and how your site develops in terms of what you're looking for. So, you know, you can add nice little lines like that, duplicate it and put another one at the bottom. Okay. In fact, I want to move that one there. I think that looks better. Well, yeah, let's save and come out of Cornerstone now. I'm just going to get rid of that off the end of the URL. You can see that it's coming along really nicely. One thing I forgot to do was to add the link to the button. So let me just copy the URL of this. I'm going to right click, copy link address, edit with Cornerstone. Click on the button and add it where it says href. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the domain off, because when I go live, obviously it's not going to be on this WP engine, and sometimes the links can go wrong. So if you can, just have like the bit after the domain, so /by-cakekits in this particular case. Click save. Let's come out of that. And let's see if the button works. It does. It's looking good. Okay, so looking at the site, there's a couple of other little tweaks I want to make just to the font, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some more content to the rest of the pages, filling them out, and then we'll go on to obviously setting up the shop and the shipping and all that sort of stuff and the payment. And yeah, and it's getting it's starting to come together really nicely. So yeah, what I've noticed with the fonts is that in my client's logo, they're using a kind of a lowercase, which is fine. Maybe we could do that across the site, but then obviously it's just rewording what we've got. But I've noticed that the font is a bit lighter. So what I want to do is make it light. And to do that, I'm going to go, when I say light, it's kind of thin. So I'm going to click Customize. And it's, again, all in the X Theme settings. Go to Typography. Then I'm going to scroll down to the headings. I'm going to set that to book. And I actually did a little Google just a second ago, because the font that my client uses is called Century Gothic. So I just did a Google for Google font Century Gothic, and it says that a closer one, or the closest to Century Gothic, is Muli, and I'm using Lato. So let's try out Muli. Muli. There it is. Yeah, I've got to say that does look a bit closer. So let's just change that in all cases. Body font. Where's the Muli? There it is. Yeah, that's looking good. So I think that's all the fonts done. Let's save and publish. Let's close this. Yeah, that's looking much better. So what I want to do next is start adding some of the content to the static pages that we created earlier. The pages like allergen free, about us, and all those sort of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be taking the content straight off the customer's old site. So here's the allergen free page, but I'm going to try and jazz it up a little bit, you know, to make it look nice. So let's start with the allergen free page. Let's click edit page. And edit the page with Cornerstone, and I recommend you do the same. It's very easy to create some really nice pages using Cornerstone, as I showed you earlier. So let's have a look. On the old page, we've got a section at the top, and then we've got these different areas for each of the types of allergens. I could probably drop some icons in, maybe, that we've already been using. So let's add this first block first. So I'm going to add a section, which is fine, just the one column, that's great. And then within the section, I'm going to add some text. So I've scrolled down the elements and found the text element. I'm just going to scoop up this text and copy it, and just paste it in here. There we go. And then what you can do is, if you'd like, you can mess around with the padding and stuff. So if I go into, not into section, sorry. Oop. So we've got the text box there, and then we've got this section here. If I click that, we've got the padding here. So a little bit of padding at the top and the bottom. You can adjust that if you like. I'm just going to reduce it down a little bit and play with it later, maybe, depending on how it looks. So that's looking good. Let's save that. What I think I'm going to do for this page is I'm going to take the sidebar off. I'm going to have it as a full width page because we're kind of talking about this stuff anyway within the page content, so I don't think a sidebar is necessary. So to do that, I'm going to click on the cog, go to General, and I'm going to choose a page template, which is, then click Save. And there we go, it's looking good. Okay, so let's add the other sections now. If we go in here, we've got the gluten, we've got so each one of these is probably best as its own little section, or at least its own text box. Probably we could probably use the same section. Let's drop another text box in and see how it looks. So we've got gluten first. Just going to copy. Make sure I've got the visual selected on here, and just paste that in. There we go. So that gluten should probably be a heading 3. Something like that. It's looking good. The bullet points, are they okay? Yeah, they're all good too. If we go back into visual, we can see that they're fine. That's great. Let's add the rest. Let's get another text box and do the sulfur dioxide sulfites. Yeah, bold probably is fine. Did I say heading 3 for the other one? Let's have a look. Does bold? I don't know if I like. Do I like bold? I think I'm going to turn. Yeah, I think we'll go with bold. Let's stick with a bold. It's looking good. I know I keep switching back to the text editor. That's a little bit annoying. But hey ho. So you may want to add a little image, you know, the little icons that I've been using, or whatever you want. So to add an image in, just select where you want it. So I'm going to put it, I'm going to go back to the visual editor again. So I'm going to go to the end of the gluten. I'm going to find the image button, the gluten one, insert that in. That's way too big. Click on the little pencil. I can get it smaller. Let's see if that's any better. Still way too big. So you can do a custom. So I could like knock that down to 50 by 50. It looks a bit weird. I don't think I'm going to bother with the icons just at the moment. I think text is fine. So let's crack on and add the rest of these. Now, of course, I could get this image. I could just save that image and just call it no additives or whatever it is. No allergens, sorry. Okay, so then I've got the image saved to my computer. I can just copy this and then I'll add it in a second. So let's add another text box. Visual editor again. Set that to a heading. So to put the image, I want to put the image over here. So if I I'm going to go around here just before the bullets. I'm going to go into the Media area, it's going to upload from my computer. There we go. Then I want to align this one right. So down here I'm going to go alignment right. And there we go. So for that, it's probably, I want it a little bit lower. So that's fine. Let me just, I'm just going to cut it using, I did a Control X there. And I'm going to put it, I don't know if I can get it any lower looking at this. If I put it down the bottom here, that's too low. Now, if I put it in the middle of the list, I think that'll look weird. Oh no, that's fine. That's just about right. We're maybe a little bit higher. Next one. Perfect. So yeah, I just copied that in, aligned it to the right, and it's sitting over there nicely. So what we got left. I'm going to add another Buy Your Cake Kit button, I think towards the bottom of the page on this one. So let's just add the rest of these section, the peanuts. So again, add another text element. I want the visual editor. What is up with this? Anyway, no, that's not right. It's like using Word a bit. I told you it was like Word. You know, remember Word is all glitchy and always never does what you want. It's quite similar. But there we go. Here's one last section on the Sawyer. So let's. I mean, these pages aren't particularly fancy, but obviously you can see the power of this visual editor. You can add whatever elements, columns, whatever you like, really. So, but this one's quite straightforward. Let's get that on the heading 3. Yeah, we did go for bold in the end, didn't we? Okay, so that's looking good. Let's save the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a nice button at the bottom here for the to buy the stuff. So let's do that. I'm going to make it a block. And Buy Your Cake Kit, that's what it's going to say. Over an exclamation mark. And then we can make it a little bit bigger. Like that. And we could add a little icon if we wanted. Have we got a cart? Yeah, that looks good. Oh, and obviously we need to add the link on it. So to link, we need to go through to this page. I'm just going to copy link address. I right clicked on here. Copy link address. I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to take off the domain name as before because we're going to change that later. So I'm just going to leave it a /buy-cake-kit/ and click save. Neato. So again, let me just get rid of the cornerstone. If I just take this off the end, we can have a look at the page in all its glory. And there we have it. That's the allergen free page. So I'm just going to do the About Us. I'm just going to show you a little trick with the About Us. And then I'm going to go off and finish off the pages without the camera running so that we can speed up this video, because otherwise this video is going to be very, very, very long. I've got a feeling that it's going to be very, very long. I haven't edited it yet. Obviously, I'm still recording it, but it's going to be quite long. So when you do an About Us page, if we click on Edit Page, X has a number of templates that you can use kind of straight off the bat. So if I just go into Cornerstone, so here we've got this template. So what you can do is, if you've got a page like About, you can insert a whole page or certain blocks. So if I go insert that, just click yes, it's going to erase everything. Yeah, it gives you this nice little thing. that you can use. I mean, let's have a look at the About Us page I'm going to create. I don't know if I need all that fancy stuff. Okay. But yeah, so if you want to do something a little bit more fancy than this, you can see that there's some lovely pages you can insert that you can just kind of edit away, and these kind of blocks are very easy to play around with. You can change the background color. There you go. Whatnot. You've also got other, if I go back to templates again, you've got like little bits and bobs that you can just put in as and when you need them. So let's see what they are. We've got the about color. That's going to stick. What did that do? I'll tell you what, let's just get rid of all the, oh, it's put this bit here, which is that basically the same as what it put in. I see. So if you just wanted that block, you can just add it. Let's delete these so we can see what we're doing. And then what else we got? We've got the about standard, which is that sort of stuff. So it's all looking good. But I'm gonna do it from scratch because these don't really fit what I want to do, but they may fit what you want to do. So let me just remove this. Again, I'm going to make this a full width page to start with. So down here, full width. There we go. Then I'm going to add a section. Now, as you can see, there's like two columns. There's like a 2/3 bit there, and then there's like a 1/3 bit there. So let's do that. Something a bit like this. So over here, if we go, we need the text. Push that in like that. Come over here, let's do some copy and pasting. It's not letting me copy that hello and welcome right now, so I don't know why. I'll just type that in. Visual, paste. Just notice I need a space. Okay, let's add the hello and welcome. There we go. Okay. So I might want to take a little bit of that padding off because you see it's dropped down quite a lot. Something like that. If you want to hide this page title, maybe you just want it to start with hello and welcome. That involves changing the template. So if we go back to the cog again, just go general. If you go for one of these blank ones, like blank header and footer, click save. It loses the kind of page title. Actually, it looks a little bit better. I might adjust the allergen free one and kind of just add the title myself. Because when you add it, but the default template, it just kind of has it over to the left. It looks a little bit off. But that's up to you. Okay, so let's go over this side. Let's get this picture of my client. Save image. Okay, so now I can come back here and then I can go and get a image element. Like that. And then upload it by clicking on the source and then navigating on my computer until I find the image that we need. You can round it off if you like. That looks nice, doesn't it? And let's save the page and have a look what it looks like. It looks good, but I think it needs a little bit of space at the top because it's higher than the text, so that looks a bit funny. So let's go back in. Luckily, in the elements, we've got this thing called the gap. There we go. I can just put that there like that. Bonk. And that looks like it's lining up better. If you click on the gap, you can adjust the height to make sure that it is right. And then what have we got? Let's have a look. And we've got the buy your cake kit. And so I'm probably going to, I might add some social media links in a second. Because we need to do that anyway. So I'll probably do that as a finishing touch. But let's add a button to buy again. So there's the old button. There we go. Buy your cake kit. And again, I'm going to make it large. And I'm going to make it the block, the cart again. There we go. So that's the about us done. Oh, it's wider than the picture. It's a little bit funny, a little bit annoying. So I need to just reduce the size of that button. Let me go in and do that. It looks all right on here, doesn't it? That's confusing. Let me just turn off the block. Oh, and I also need to add the link again. I forgot. So just copy this link address. Let's see what that looks like. That's too short. Okay, let's go back in again. Fiddly little thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to align everything center. I think that will look better. If I go into the column and go down here and go text line center. I think everything should line up better. Let's go back into column. Or maybe not. Let's just save and have a look. And that's aligned. So it looks okay. That'll do for now. I could probably, readjust the photo and whatnot, but that'll do for now. So one other page I just want to show you before I do the rest is the FAQ. Again, there's little tools that we can do to help with this page. Let's go in and edit the page. Cornerstone. Edit with Cornerstone. So again, in templates, I believe there is an FAQ. Sorry, in the blocks here, theme code blocks, there's a frequently asked questions. If I insert that, so this is kind of given like a 2-column system. Let's just have a look. Save that. See what it actually looks like. So that's quite nice. Let me just go onto the old site and have a look at the FAQ. So they've only got a few questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this into 1 column, I think. I think that'll look better. So let's go to edit with Cornerstone. I'm going to set it as well so that we lose that title because I think, as I said a minute ago, it looks better. And I'll leave the sidebar on this page, I think, because it's useful. So yeah, general, let's just change it to the blank header footer and save. Oh, sorry, I said I was going to leave the sidebar, didn't I? So I want the blank container. Oh. Seems that you can't have the sidebar. No, seems you can't, yeah, you can't have the sidebar with the blank thing, which is a bit annoying. Okay. All right, well, that's fine. We'll go with that. What I can do, though, is in here, I've just spotted in X settings, I can disable the page title. Let's see what that does. So we can get the same effect there within the X settings, and then just disable the page title. A few other nice settings in here. Okay, so so these are just basically accordions. What's called an accordion, you can see there the questions there. So yes, put it into one column. Sorry, I got a little bit lost there. I need to go into my sections. Not that section. Is it this section? Here we go. In the FAQ, we've got 2 rows. This is the row that's got the split. I just want that as the one, like that. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Got there in the end. I hope I didn't lose you too much along the way there. I'll drop a bit of this padding off again, put this to 20. And then I can start adding these questions. So the first one is, break it free, blah, blah, blah. Free from all food allergens. And then we go into the accordion. And then up here, there's the title at the top. And I'm going to drop this to the visual again. Just copy this. Perfect. Let's do the next one. How do I make one? I think that's the question. Here's the question. I want a kit delivered outside the UK. So you can see I'm just copying and pasting. These are really cool, these accordions. You can do all sorts of things. They're good for FAQs, but you know, you might use them in other areas on your site as well. Okay, so I've added those 3. Obviously, we need to add a few more because we've got another 2 questions I need to add. So if I go back to here, I can just click add, and then we got another 2 that we can have a look at. Let's do number 4. I'll switch to visual again. Perfect, and then the last one, number 5. And just paste that final question in, and then we're done on the FAQ. Click save. I'll just get rid of this and have a look at what it looks like. There we go, and then you click and you get your nice answers popping down. So what I'm going to do is I will go on and add a few more pages, more content, as I say, to these pages. So they've got the comments, reviews. I don't think there's anything too good. These are quite nice. Are they images? What I'm going to do is I'm going to convert these to text. I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to edit the page. Unfortunately, it means I'm going to have to type them in. I can't copy and paste images. Boo. So we can see this has got like a it's got a form as well. We'll add some forms in a second. But I think there's some elements in X that we can use to create these. So I'm just going to add a section. I'm going to take it into 2 columns so we're matching a similar layout to what we've got. I may lose a sidebar. I haven't decided just yet. I'm going to lose the title again and add it myself. So to add a title myself, I'm going to add a little text at the top. So I'm going to need another section like that, and then I'm going to get the text. Comments and reviews. Switch back to visual. Probably should be a H1. No, H2. Perfect. It's got too much padding. I'm going to take that padding off. Like that. Okay, and then in for the elements, so we've got this block quote. Let's see what that looks like. Looks quite nice. So I need to just copy and paste. Oh, I can't copy and paste, so I've got to type these in, but ginger cake. See how I'm changing that? So that looks good. Let's see if there's any other elements that may be suitable. But I think the block quote's going to be the one, if I'm honest. Or obviously I could just copy and paste these images in. The problem with images is they don't resize, respond very well on mobile phones. Search engines can't read the text, all sorts of things. So when you've got elements that should be text, you probably should have them as text rather than images. So that's why I'm going to go for text. So I'm going to cut the do a little edit now in this video. I'm going to type these in by hand as I can't copy and paste them, and yeah, and just finish off the rest of these pages, which there isn't that many. Oh, the contact us. I will do the contact us while we're still here. Before I go, let's have a look at the contact us. So the contact us, again, there should be a template that we can use. If I go into Cornerstone, go into templates, you'll see that there's not one in there, but I bet in here there might be something. Oh, there's get in touch. Is there a get in touch there? No. Let's insert that. So again, it gives you a nice little thing and a map and all sorts of things. If you want to use it, let me just have a look at the contact us we've got here. That one's quite simple, so I'm probably not going to use that. But again, I just wanted to let you know that it's there if you need it. What I'm going to be doing is installing a form plugin in a second to do all the forms. So we'll do that in a minute. But yeah, let me get on and finish off these other pages without you having to watch, and then we'll carry on in a second. Let's do an edit. Just thought I'd come in quickly. I'm still working on the pages, but I've just come across this kit reviews page. It's made up of block quotes, and they're a bit longer than the other ones, so I want to reduce this font size. So there isn't an option to actually do that in terms of reducing the size of the block quotes per page. So what you're going to need to do is do a little bit of CSS. Now don't worry, it's not too technical. But in this class box, I'm just going to type in small quote. You can type in whatever you like there really, but I suggest just follow me step by step if you're not sure how to adjust CSS. So I'm going to add a class of small quote. Then if we have a look at the page, what I can do in your browser, you can right click and go inspect. And then if we select the block quote, which we have, just by clicking this little inspector button over here, then clicking on it. Then if I click the plus, it's created a little CSS class. Again, you don't need to worry, just copy this step by step. And I can add the words font hyphen size, set that to like 18px, which is pixels. Maybe make the line height a little bit longer, let's say like 22, longer, higher, I don't know, whatever line height is. 24, 26, I'm just pressing up and down on my keyboard to adjust it. I think like about 26 is probably about right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this to my clipboard. And then I can close that. Then if we go into Customize, and then if we come down here and into Custom and go to Edit Global CSS. We did this earlier, if you remember, for the, just noticed here, for the feature boxes thing. So I'm just going to paste that in, and there we go, it's smaller. I'm going to take it out, big, put it in, small. So that will apply to any block quote that we type in the words small hyphen quote as the class. So yeah, that's good. So we can close that now and click Save and Publish. And close that. There we go. Nice smaller font on the block quote. So yeah, I'll crack on, but I thought I'd just put that in because you guys might be wondering how I reduce the font size on these quotes, and that's how. See you in a sec. Okay, so I've got all the pages populated with content. They're all looking good. There's Contact Us. It needs a form, which we're going to do in a second. But we've got the reviews on here, all of the quotes, and we've got the About Us, as you saw earlier, the FAQ. And generally, yeah, it's starting to look really good. So what I want to do now is add a couple of forms. I want to add one to the Contact Us, and I believe there's another one on this customer reviews one. Let me just have a look on the old site. Yeah, they've got one at the bottom there. So the plugin I'm going to use for the forms is Gravity Forms, which is my favorite forms plugin. It's a premium plugin, which means there is a small fee of just $39. But I love it, and I'm going to use it because it's really good and it integrates well with X Theme. There are free form plugins available if you don't want to pay the $39, but and I'll put a link up on the screen as well, so you can go and get yourself a copy. I would highly recommend it. It's worth the money. It's really powerful. Allows you to create forms really easily, and yeah, I love it. So, but if you don't want to, go check out C Forms. I think that's a free one, and some other ones they'll be quite similar. But in this tutorial, I'm going to be using Gravity Forms. So I've already got it downloaded. So to add it, you add it like any other plugin. I'm going to go back. Here we'll do, and then into the dashboard. Go to Plugins, Add New. Upload plugin, and I'm going to find the file I just downloaded. There it is. Install now. And plugin installed successfully. Let's click Activate. And there we go. Now the first thing I suggest you do if you have purchased a copy is to register. So I'm just going to click Register. And you get sent a license key. Let me just go and find mine in my email. 2 seconds. So I'm just going to paste it into this box here. I just found it in my email and click Next. I'll just keep background updates enabled. Select your currency if you're going to be using it for monies. Some other stuff, I'm just going to leave that, that's fine. Now we're done, let's create a form. So first one I'm going to do is Contact Us. Click Create Form, you can add a description if you like. And then we can just simply add some fields by drag and drop in. So the first one, let's see what we've got. There may be a name one. Let's go for a name one. There we go. Name, first name, last name. That's fine. Let's see what forms they actually have on the old site. Subject and message. I'm going to actually expand that a little bit, I think. So, because I think things like phone number are quite essential. And email. Like that. And then we could have a subject like that. That's just a normal text field. I'll adjust these fields in a second to show you how we can edit them. And then we need a message box there, which is a paragraph. So that'll do for a form to start with. So what we can do is go through and edit these fields, just clicking on the little down arrow there. You can turn on which ones you want, if you want middle name or any of that stuff. I'm going to make it a required field. The phone number, I'm going to change it to international format as we are not in America. I don't know why I said it like that. Make that required. Email again, required. There's the subject. That doesn't need to be required, I don't think. And then the message. I'll make that required. So there we go. So that's that done. Let's click Update Form over there. Now while I'm in here, I might as well create the other form. So they've got a form, as I say, on this comments page. So again, it's just name, email, subject, and comments. So that's fine. So I'm going to go back into here and go to New Form. Call this one Customer Comments. Oop. So again, we need the name, email, I think a phone one is quite useful. And then you can have a subject and a paragraph as well. So let's just go through and set these. Required. Email required. There's a few more options. You can have enable confirmation, which means we'll have to type it in twice if you like. This is a great plugin. Check out my video on great plugins for this year, 2016. I've got it. I talk about it a lot more in there. But yeah, I use this on every single website that I make because it's that good. So there we go. Let's make this a subject. Like that. And then this one is, just put something like that. Looks good. And required. Update forms. So we've got 2 forms now. That was easy. We just now need to add them to the pages. So let's go back to the website. So first one is that comments and reviews. It goes down here. So let's edit with Cornerstone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another section. At the moment we've got 2. We've got the that one there, which has got the title, and we've got this one here, which is the 2 columns for the thing, and then we just need another 1 column. So I'm going to add that section there. Adjust the padding again. The padding is basically the spacing between these elements. I think that'll be fine. There's a little bit of text here. There's a few links that we're going to need to update, which we'll do in a sec. So let's add some text, get the text element. No, not tabs. What have I done? Hang on. Let's try again. Text. Oh, I'm going to go to the visual. And it's currently bold. I don't think that's necessary. I'm going to make it like a H4 maybe. H5. Perfect. Just going to update this link here. I'm just going to add an underline because it's not very clear. It's a link. Get rid of those underlined spaces. We don't need them. No. We're doing. There we go. And then I'm just to update this link. I just can, if I just highlight it, click edit. To link options. Click the little cog. Remove that URL. I'm going to just search for the actual page we want, which is custom reviews. There we go. And click update. Again, you may want to remove the URL, although when we set the site live, hopefully we're going to be able to update all these links if you haven't done that, so don't worry too much. Okay, let's save. So now we just need to add the form below this bit of text. So in our elements, there should be a new one. Yay, gravity forms. Look, there it is. So we can just drag that onto there. Select the form we want, which is that one. And there it is. I think actually it might need a little gap. Let's give it a little gap. With the old gap thingy, Bobby. There we go. Alright, let's have a look at that. Now by default, the form entries will go to the email address that you set on the website, which is probably fine. But you can change them if you go into where the forms go into notifications. You can add a new notification, so it goes to whichever email address or many email addresses or whatever you like. Okay, so that's saved. Let's have a look at this page. Just remove that question mark cornerstone. That's the easiest way to get back. There we go. It looks nice. I think there's probably a little bit too much space there, so let's just take that out, adjust that. I'd imagine it's this padding here. That's probably better. And then how much we got on this? 120. Let's have a look. That's looking good. So now we just need to add the contact page to the the contact form to the contact us page. Again, similar way. Edit with cornerstone. I'm going to add another section because that's in columns. Reduce down this padding. And go to elements and find gravity forms again. There it is. Drop that in. It's found the right form. There we go. There's a few other little options you've got if you want to, but I'm just going to leave them. So there's our contact us page done. All looking real nice. So there's a few other bits and bobs we need to do. We need to do this footer area. And then obviously we need to add our social media and social sharing and do some SEO stuff. So there's still quite a bit to do. But hopefully you've got this far and you're happy with your progress. So yeah, let's get on and let's have a look at this footer area. See if we can make that look a bit better. Okay, so I'm going to change the colour of this footer to black. Basically, I've spoken to the client and yeah, the site's a little bit too white for them. You know, before they had a very dark site and now they love the new site and how far I've got, but they like it a little bit darker in certain areas. So I'm going to change the colour of this footer to black. Now, for some reason, there isn't an option to do this in X Theme. I'm sure it'll be in a next update. So what I've done, I've just actually went over to X Theme support, which is great. If you need any help, it's very comprehensive. So if you get stuck on anything, go to ThemeCo support. And there's a little article here on changing background color. Basically, it's a little bit of custom CSS. So let's add that now. Let me just close some of these tabs, get a bit messy. So yeah, I'm going to go into Customize. I've literally just copied some code off this support area. If I go into custom and edit, so I'm just going to paste that code in there. The footer's made up of two parts, actually, a top and a bottom. So let's do the top first. I don't actually want it red, I want it black, which is color code 000000, like that. And we could probably do the bottom as well. Let's just copy that. It's good, but I think what I'm going to do is make this top one a slightly different shade of black. So that'd be a grey then, I guess. Let me just dip into my graphics package and see if I can find a nice, just to give it a little bit of a tonal thing going on. Let's try 22222. Yeah, that's nice for now. So let's close and save and publish. So that's all done. Well, anyway, we can tweak a few little things. So we can add a menu, which I'm going to do in a second, and then I'm going to change this powered by X Theme thing. So to do that, let's go into footer. And we can turn this menu on and off. I don't know if I'm going to need it. We'll see. But for now, let's change this powered by the X Theme. And change it to website by WP Eagle. That's me. I can change this link through to me, which is this. WPEagle.com. Be sure to check it out. I'll change the title as well. WP Eagle. There we go. Just little bits and bobs tidied up. So let's save and publish. So what I'm going to add to this area, I think what I'm going to do is add some links, a little kind of about us, tiny bit of text and a few other bits. But basically this area is made up of widgets, which we've had a look at before with the sidebars. Let's just come out of here. So you can add really whatever you like. So I can add some products and all sorts. So let's go and have a look. If I go into widgets, so we've got these footer areas. So I could maybe add some popular products or something like that. WooCommERCE products is probably fine because there's not a huge amount of products on this. I could change it to app. I might be able to get away with showing all of them. Let's have a look. I'm going to save that. Let's close some more tabs. Trying to keep things tidy. Let's close down the old inspector. Just going to refresh this page and have a look. So there's our products. It's going to need a little bit of tweaking. I'm not sure about the borders and the font and all that sort of stuff. So again, I'm going to jump into Inspector and see what this is going on here. Okay, I did a little edit there because I've been looking around on the inspector. So there's a few bits I want to change. I want to get rid of the text shadow. I hate that thing. It doesn't look very nice. So I can get rid of the borders and then it's going to start to look okay. So again, it's custom CSS. So I'm just going to change this text shadow on the widget. I'm not sure if there was shadow on the other widgets, but I'll have a look at that. So text shadow, I'm just going to type in the word none. And copy that. And go into the old customizer, customize even. We'll come back to widgets in a sec. And into custom. Let's paste that in. There we go. Let's go back. The other thing I want to get rid of is this border, whatever it is around here. Now I'll leave all this code on the blog post which you'll find on wpeagle.com about this video, so you can just copy and paste it. You don't have to worry about doing all this inspector stuff that I'm doing. There's the border. I'm just going to set that to none. And the box shadow, again, none. Just need to get rid of, I don't know why it's got that little, I might need to add an important, let's see. Nope, I don't know what that little other line is, so I want to remove that as well. I'll do that in a sec. So let's just copy this code. I don't need to copy all of it because I've only changed a little bit of it. So just paste that in. Just the border, the box shadow. Like that. I mean, the line doesn't look too bad, but I think it'd look better without it. So let's see if we can find what that line is. This is border bottom. Is it? Maybe. Let's, hey, there we go. Let's get rid of it. Let's copy and paste this. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Let's say I'll post all this code so you can just copy and paste it straight into yours, rather if you want to get rid of the lines and all that stuff. You may add different widgets. Okay, that's looking better. I'm happy with that. Let's save and publish. Okay. Now the thing is, that's quite big, isn't it, in terms of the size of the footer? You know, it's nearly as same size as the body. So I'm thinking that maybe I'm just going to reduce that down to 3 products. Let's go back in on widgets and have a look. So appearance widgets. Let's see what options we've got on here. So I could change it to featured products and then just select like three of the favorite, or 2 or 3, I don't know. Let's do that. I'll show you how to make a product featured. You go into products and you just click the little star. So I think the carrot cake is popular and the spicy courgette muffins. So there we go. Let's see what's happened. There we go. That looks good. So let's add a few more widgets. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to add a few more pages. There's a couple of pages that we didn't add, which I want to link to. They're like the boring type pages, which I don't think we added earlier. So like I'm talking terms and conditions and shipping and all that sort of stuff, which I'm not sure on here. So I'm going to have to probably ask the customer to provide that copy for me. But I'm going to put them in place anyway. So add new. terms and conditions. Publish that. And then add another page, because I think I'm going to add these to that menu along the bottom. Shipping information. Maybe a returns as well, that might be good. Excuse the dog. Sorry. Okay, so they're added. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add these to a new menu in Appearance and Menus. Create a new menu and call it the footer. Create menu. I'm just going to add those 3 pages like that. Then I'm going to select footer menu as the location and click save. Let's go and have a look at the site. There we go, so we've got this nice little menu here, which is good. So I'm going to add a little about us thing, which I think will be nice. So what I'm actually going to do to do that, I'm going to go back to our temp page. You remember the temp page, so I can create a little bit of text and then copy and paste it. So I go into pages, and I think we still got it. Yeah, there we go. Just going to go into the visual editor. I don't need Cornerstone for this just yet. Delete all that's in there. So if I just want to copy, let me go back to the front of the website. I'm just going to copy the about us text, well, a little bit of it anyway. Maybe adjust a little bit. Okay. I think I'm going to have to rewrite it a little bit. I only want a small little bit. That'll do for now. So let's just put that in there. Okay, I've rewritten that. I've got a little bit of text now. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little picture as well of Maggie, where she is. There we go. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly edit that so it's a little bit smaller. Okay, so I've just quickly edited there the video and the image. So I've got another one on my computer which is a bit smaller and squarer. I think it'll look better. So I'm just going to upload that and align it to the left, like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the text editor now. I'm just going to copy this bit of code. And then I'm going to go into Appearance and Widgets. Well, we can save it in case we need it later. It's only the temp page. So yeah, go to Appearance and Widgets. And then I think I'm going to add it to the first one. I'm going to move the featured products to the footer 2. And footer 1, I'm going to add text widget. So footer 1, add widget. And call it About Us. Click Save. And let's refresh and have a look. There we go. That's all right. So we've got a room for a couple more widgets. We could add some links through to pages. We could have like recent blog posts, although there isn't any blog posts on here. But I'm sure there will be soon. So let's have a look at the widgets we've got. So back to widgets. Yeah, footer 3 and footer 4. You can adjust it. You can only have 3 or 4 depending on what you like. You can adjust those in the X Theme settings. So we can have recent posts. Call it from the blog. I'm going to have to ask the client to create some. Let's refresh. So yeah, they'll start to appear soon. It looks like we've actually only got the 3 widget areas set. So if we wanted more, we'd have to. I think 3 is probably fine. Maybe I won't have from the blog just yet because there isn't any content. Let's just remove that. What else could we have? I think I might just add a little menu to some of the different pages, just again to get a few more links, and we can always change this later when the customer starts, or yourself obviously on your own site starts adding more content. So what I'm going to do is, if I go into menus, let's just go back into menus. So any menu you create in here, you can add to a widget, which is pretty cool. So let's create one, call it footer widget. And I think I'm just going to add stuff like about us sort of pages. So if I go to view all, and I'm going to add all these. And the FAQ and the about us. Something like that, I think, would be nice. Let's save that. So yeah, then if we go back into widgets, yeah, footer 4 is not on because we need to turn that on in the settings. But yeah, so I think free is fine for me. So now, yeah, I can add custom menu widget like that. Select the footer widget menu. I'm going to call it find out more. And then let's go back and refresh. There we go. Now I don't like this background thing that's going on with the links. So again, it's and the same on there. Not a fan of that. So I'm going to it's more CSS time, I think. You'll be a web design expert soon. So what I need to do is, it's quite tricky actually because it's only coming up on the hover. Maybe I can do this one first. Again, I will I'll add all the relevant code for this stuff in. That's better. Just a none on that. Perfect. Let's go into customize. Down into custom, edit global CSS. We're getting quite a collection in there now, aren't we? So that should be done. Let's close and save and then refresh. Oh, hasn't worked. Change it to transparent and see if that helps. There we go. So it's just that that we need to change. So let's just select that. I think we need to press this hover. There we go. Change that to transparent as well. Copy and paste into the global CSS. Save and publish. And let's refresh. That's, oh, and then there's a hover on those as well that needs adjusting. Whoopie-doo. There we go. That doesn't look very nice, does it? Well, you might think it does, so you can leave it. But yeah, all this stuff I will put in, say, not necessarily on the YouTube, because you can't put this code stuff in the YouTube description. So be sure to check out this post over on wpeagle.com where you'll find all this stuff. Good. Anyway, that's all a bit techie, and let's hope that we're all done. Let's refresh. And there we go. I'm really pleased with that footer. Looks nice. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add some social media stuff, which is very easy to do. If we go into customize, and you'll find in here there's a social, and we can just start pasting our URLs in. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got Facebook. Let's copy that. We've got Twitter. I don't know why I have to say that in American accent. A very bad American accent, if I'm honest. And we've got Pinterest, which is all the way down here. Let's click save and publish. What that does is it adds some lovely little icons along here. So that's nice. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add those social icons to the top as well, so they're not just hidden down in the bottom there. Do that, we go to Customize again. We need to turn on a top bar, which we'll find in header. So scroll down, scroll down. There's some things that you can turn on a search if you like, which adds a nice little little thing there. Which I'll leave off for now, I think. But yeah, top bar is there. I'm just going to turn that on. That adds them there. And you can add some text as well, actually. Sorry, if I scroll down. I'm just going to paste that. There we go, and click Save and Publish. Let's close that. And there we go. Okay, so next off I'm going to add a little bit more style to the site. Again, customer request, they want a little bit more fanciness going on. So I've got a background image or background pattern that's been supplied by the client. I'm going to add that and see what that looks like. And then we can add the social share buttons and set up our shop and maybe finish off with a little bit of SEO. And then we're kind of getting there. So yeah, so to add the background, you might want to do it's in Customize. I think we saw it before actually. It's in Layout and Design, and then down here you've got your color, but you can also set a pattern. So let's select an image. I've got a PNG file with a transparent background, just a simple black kind of nice pattern. There we go. Let's save and publish, see what that looks like. Let's go back to this one. Oh, there we go, it was already there. And yeah, let's see if the client likes that. I do. I'm wondering if maybe it needs to just come down a touch off of that text, but I can do that by adjusting the image file, which I've got here. I think maybe if I give it a little bit more height, like we get like 400. Let's see what that does. As I said, you are going to need a little bit of graphics skills if you really want to make your website zing. It's not hard. I'm able to learn it, and I'm not a graphic designer by any stretch of the imagination. So let's just upload the new one and delete that old one. I hope I'm not going too fast. I do tend to go quite fast because otherwise these videos would go on for like years. But hopefully you're keeping up, and obviously if you miss anything, you can just skip back and rewatch a certain bit. So let's save that, see if that looks any better. Yeah, let's got it out of that top bar, which looks better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some social share buttons. So these are buttons people can click and they can share stuff. I want to add them to the blog, obviously, when we get them blog posts. Pages probably not so much, but blog and products. Oh, blimey, the background is a little bit overwhelming on this page, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the background off for this particular page because it's a bit funky. It's because on other pages you get a nice box, so that looks good, but on here, not so much. So again, it's going to be a little bit CSS, so inspect. What I want is the body. There we go. So there's that. I need to get rid of that URL thing off there like that. Oh. Again, I'll put the code on my WP Eagle site, so you can just copy and paste it. Yeah, I don't want this URL. That's what I want. Then I just need to change this to WooCommerce, like with a dot, in fact, like that. There we go. And then if we just, that'll make all the shop pages background free and a bit tidier. And then back into here. Where do we need to go? Back in here. Into custom and edit global CSS and just paste that in like before. Get rid of that stuff because I didn't change any of that. Keep it tidy and save and publish. And then if we go back and refresh and close the inspector, there we go. Yeah, but as I was saying before I got distracted, I want to add the social buttons to these products. So I'm going to be using a plugin called Easy Social Share Buttons. I've got it open here. It's on Code Canyon. It's $19, very reasonable premium plugin, but it is amazing what you can do with this plugin. So well worth it. Well worth it. So I've already purchased it. I'm just going to download it again, like that, and just extract the zip file. And then that creates another folder, and then in there there's a zip file, hopefully, which there is. So back in the back end, let's close this. Let's go to the dashboard. And go to plugins and add new. And then upload plugin. Then into that folder that I just extracted and find the other zip and click install now. That's done. Let's click activate. Get a whole load of stuff come out there. I don't want any of that. Let's dismiss that. Okay, we can do the quicks. The start quick setup wizard. And there's loads of messages popped up. Let me just get rid of these things. Go away. Message. Oh, dismissed the wrong one there, but hopefully that wasn't important. It's not about PayPal. We'll sort that out in a minute. Okay, right, we're done. So we can decide what sort of social buttons we like. Nice big or whatever, flat, tiny, round. I'm going to go for the Metro to see. We'll see what it looks like, and we can always change it later. Well, there's loads to choose from, which is nice. I don't think this is the quick setup wizard, actually. Let's just click on this button. I think we got distracted. Okay, we're good. So yeah, let's go for Metro and click next. You can have them with the names or without the names, which is fine. I'm going to want them center, I think. I don't know, we'll have a look what they look like in a second. You can have automatic width, full width. Full width is quite nice. There is a lot of options in here. I'm not going to go through them all. We could choose which ones we like. I don't think LinkedIn, Pinterest, yeah, Google Plus. I don't know. Does anyone use Google Plus anymore? I don't know. But you can add, oh blimey, how many social networks are there? Loads. Let's go for them four for now. You could display your counters if you like. I'm not going to bother with that because I don't think there's probably much sharing. And you don't want counters that all say 0. It doesn't look very good, does it? You can actually, there is a setting not in here but somewhere within here where you can kind of make the counter show when it goes over a certain number of shares. So, you know, over 10 you might want it to show, but before that not. Hopefully that makes sense. So we want to display the buttons on posts, as I said, and on products. And you can put them in the Excel if you want. I'm not going to do that. Bottom of the content, top of the content, top and bottom, floating, all sorts of things. Let's just in the side. What I'm going to do is let's just save these and just have a look what they look like. So at the moment it's put them there. I think actually I want them in the sidebar. I think that's a better place to put them. So let's go back here. I'm going to turn that to manual, and then I'm going to change sidebar. Let's see what that does. They're over there. That's okay. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Yep. Probably need to come down a little bit. Let's have a look what other options we've got. Oh, maybe this one might be good. Let's have a look at that. Post float. Has that done anything? Not really. Strange. So let's. Oh, that's because I maybe didn't untick that. Let's see what that does. Okay, it did kind of appear then. I think I saw it. That's not working. So what it looks like at the top. You're just gonna have to play around with these and see what it looks like for you. So he's putting them in the product description, which is a bit too far down the page for my liking. So let's go for that. Let's go for sidebar, and then I'll just tweak it in a second. Next, your mobile options. Now, on the mobile, probably a bar would be good. That looks good. Let's click next. Final settings. Anything else we need to worry about? No. Next. Oh, I think that's it. Let's click save. Let's refresh. So I just want to bring that down a bit. So there must be an option to do that. So it must be position of buttons. Advanced settings, maybe it's an advanced thing. Okay, so I did a quick edit there because I was going through loads of options. It's in here, it's in display positions and then sidebar. And I think if I add something in here, let's go for 100 pics, let's see what happens. That's good, it's gone the wrong way though. So I guess again, let's add more numbers. 300. I don't know what that does. 300, let's see if that's gone up or down. Hey, that's about where I want them. Perfect. So there's our social share buttons. They're just going to sit there, which is looking good. So I've just noticed that there's a little thing up here, which is a widget area, which is kind of nice if you want to have a little thing up there. But I don't, so I'm going to turn that off. Let's go into Customize. I don't think anyone would ever click that. Maybe they do, I don't know, but I'm going to turn it off for now. So that is the, scroll down all the way to the bottom, and it is the widget bar. There we go, gone. Well, the site is looking really good now. So last things to do are start to set up our shop. So, you know, shipping and payment details and all that kind of thing. And then we can go on and do a little bit of SEO as well while we're at it. Okay, so the shop. Let's just go through and just check that everything is as it should be and set up shipping and all that kind of stuff. So you're going to want to do is just go through the cart yourself, make sure everything's as you like. So this is blue. That should probably be green, if I'm honest. Let's do that. These are the WooCommerce again. It's going to be CSS. Sorry. So let me get the colors again from the color code notes. There we go. Green. Let's just copy in. I'm just going to put that there. Yeah, that's green. That's the border color. And that's the font color, which I think needs to be, oh, wrong button. Sorry. It needs to be white. Which is FFF. F. There we go. There's that. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of the shadow in a second. Let's just copy that into our. Already got open. That's convenient. Again, I will put all this code. Excuse the dog. Sorry. I'll put all this code on the WP Eagle post regarding this video. So find out wpeagle.com. Okay, so let's just get rid of this shadow off that text. Like that. Not a big fan of text shadows, if I'm honest. But that's looking much better. So let's just copy this. Pop that in here. Again, we don't need all that. We just need this. text shadow bit like that. Actually, what's that box shadow? Let's see if we can. I don't know if we need that either. This bit here. Ooh. That looks better. Don't want that either. Perfect. Let's just change that to none. Now, although X, as you can see, is a very powerful theme, there is still some little bit of CSS you do have to do, which is, you know, it's just one of those things, really. So let's get rid of all these. I don't need that. I don't think I changed them, so there we go. Save and publish. That looks much better. So let me just go and add something else to my cart. Like this. Yeah, that's looking much better, that alert. So one thing I have noticed though is that we don't have a cart in our menu, which would be handy because, you know, if they add stuff to the cart and then they, you know, click onto a page, how the heck do you get back to your cart? Which is a little bit of a problem. So we can add that if we go back into our Customize in the X Theme settings. If we go into, I think it's in WooCommerce, and turn on the navbar menu, save and publish. Let's refresh. There we go. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too big. So what you can do is you can play with these settings in the Customizer, so you can remove and make it smaller. So I'm going to set it to icon, just the item count. But what I've noticed is it doesn't always update in your browser, which is a little bit annoying. So, you know, I've saved these settings. It's still like that. But then if I go to, I've got Safari open here just to check it out. It has updated. Well, in fact, I wanted the item count. So again, if I clear my history, I think it's like a cookie thing. So have I got any items? Okay. I mean, that's fine like that. I mean, I think, let me have a look at my settings. It's probably because I haven't got the double thing going on there. Let's refresh. Again, I'm going to have to clear my thing, I think. Actually, I just think the little cart icon is all I want today. So let's go back and do that. And then I'm going to just adjust the spacing to get it all fitting on one line. So I just want the icon, which is the inner dunk. Oh. Like that. So let's go back to Chrome. I'm going to need to, let's just close this. Clear my cookies or something to get it going on here. Let's have a look. Okay, so in Chrome, if I go to clear browsing data, I really hate clearing my cookies because it's going to clear everything. So let me just see if I can just where is it? Bake it. This is the one I want. There we go. I've just got rid of my cookies from that particular site. I'm probably going to be logged out now. Yep. But hey, my cart's on the right side, so let me just log in again. Okay, so what I want to do now is, see, it's dropped onto the second line because it's a little bit wide. But if I take away a little bit of space between the items, it should fit nicely. So one way to do that is just to take out a little bit of letter spacing, so, or use CSS, but there is an option for letter spacing in here, so we might as well do that. In header, then scroll all the way down. Oh, have I gone too far? I think I've gone too far. Here we go. Get your navbar letter spacing. Probably if I just take a little bit, I'm going to drop that down to 7.5. So you don't want it too much, otherwise it'll bunch up. Let's see what that's done. There we go. It all fits, and there's our cart. Now, what you want to do is you want to check that all these pages are full width. So if you come in here and it's sidebar, and you don't want a sidebar, maybe you do want a sidebar in the cart, but you probably don't. If you come in and edit the page, not in Cornerstone, just in the basic editor here, make sure you got your template full width set over here. Let's just see if all of the pages have got it. So if we go to checkout, see this one is not full width. So let's just go edit page. Make that the full width, and then view page. That looks much better. So yeah, I don't know if I can go through. Let's fill in my details. Place order. No, we haven't got any payment methods set up, so we better do that as the next job. And we'll set up the shipping as well. So to do that, we'll go into the dashboard, into WooCommerce and into settings. So first thing we'll do is shipping. So let's add shipping zone. Zone is United Kingdom. So a zone is basically an area. And then I can select UK, and then click save. Then if I click this plus, I can add a shipping method. It's a flat rate shipping method. I click on that. I'm going to call it Royal Mail Second Class, which is the shipping they're using. Obviously, you type in whatever you like. Cost for that is £2.85. There we go. And then I need to add another one, which is another flat rate. And let's call that one Royal Mail First Class. And the cost for that is £5.50. And you can set the order that you want these to appear by dragging and dropping, like that. So that's the shipping done. Let's go and do the payment now. So if we go to checkout and go to PayPal, I'm just going to enable the PayPal standard. Enter the PayPal email address. And scroll down and click save. You can set up API as well if you want to do refunds and stuff. So you just go into your PayPal account, get your API details, paste them in there. But I'll do that later. I don't need to do that in this video. So let's have a look at the site now and see if we can go through the checkout. Don't know if I've still got anything in my cart. I have. You've got coupons there. You can turn that on and off again within the WooCommerce settings. Here we go, we've got our shipping options here, so we can just select what we like, proceed to checkout, enter some details, and ship different address if we like. And then we've got to pay with PayPal there, so proceed to PayPal. There we go. Seems to be looking really good. So that's the payment setup. So we're really close to the end of this video now. I'm hoping, I'm sure you are too. A couple of little things I want to change. The name of the site is doing my editing. It's James Cooper Blog at the moment, which is not ideal. So to change that, we go into settings and general. And I'm going to call it Bake It Freeform. What was the strapline? Let me have a look. It was allergen free home baking kits, obviously. Save those changes. better. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to install an SEO module, and I'm going to show you how you can optimize a few bits and bobs. And then there's not much left to do apart from make the site live, which I will show you how to do as well in terms of getting it on the real domain name and getting it up and running live, probably not on the WP Engine thing. But yeah, in terms of SEO, now SEO, let me explain, is search engine optimization, which basically is optimizing your site so that it's search engine friendly, you know, Google and all that, so that all your words are in the right place and you start hopefully coming up for some of the keywords that you want to go for. On-site SEO is the first thing that we're going to do, which is the bit that basically you do on your site, as the name suggests. So it's, you know, making sure the keywords and the keyword is the word that you want to come up for are in the right places on each product and page and everything on the site. So to do this, I'm going to add a plugin. It's called Yoast SEO. So I'm just going to type in there Yoast SEO. Click install now. Now WP Engine is going to suggest that you do a restore point. I'm not going to worry just yet. But when obviously on your live site, you might want to, before you make any changes like adding plugins or whatever, do that backup. Now, if I'm repeating myself in this video, I may have mentioned it earlier, it seemed familiar. It's because I've recorded this video over quite a period of time, a few weeks. It's taken quite a lot of work. So what I said, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I've probably forgotten, which is my bad. So, but there's no harm in repeating. I'm rambling. Anyway, so Yoast SEO is installed. And what that does is it gives us some extra options when we're editing posts and pages. The main thing you're probably going to want to optimize is the homepage and also the products. So we'll do the homepage first. See, at the moment, the page title, which are the words that appear up here in the tab on your browser, is currently homepage. Make it freeform. So when Google comes in and has a look at this page, it's going to go, okay, this page is about homepage, bake it freeform, which is probably not what we want. I'm thinking we need to put some keywords in that are more useful, like allergen-free baking kits. Something like that would be good. So let's click Edit Page. Now, unfortunately, you can't do this with Cornerstone, so I've just done Edit Page, and I'm in the kind of this bit here. Rather than click Edit with Cornerstone, I'm going to scroll down here, and here's our Yoast SEO panel. Now this is a preview of what's going to come up on Google when it does come up on Google, and hopefully it will come up on Google when we go live. And obviously it's not particularly good, so let's change it and put allergen-free baking kits. Now you're going to want to think about the keywords you use, and a good way of doing that is just going over to Google and just start typing. Okay, like this. I'm going to bring up Google. So allergen free, and it's giving me some ideas there. Look, you see, none of them are relevant, but hey, if I start typing a bit more. Allergen free cake recipes is one. Allergen free cake mix is another one. So what I'm going to go for is just allergen free cake. I don't think there is a kit coming up, which is fine. That doesn't matter. Oh. Yeah, it kind of is. So, oh look, there's the site there. So I'm going to go with that as the page title. So allergen-free cake kits, like that. Then you might want to include the site name as well. That's fine. There's no slug. Basically, on the homepage, the slug is the bit that comes after your domain. So it's normally slash, you know, products slash services. That's the slug. And again, you'd want to include the keyword if it was a sub-page, but obviously on a homepage we can't do that. Then your meta description is this little bit here, which comes up again in Google, and it's a little preview. So and again, you want to include the keyword. Range includes carrot cake, brownies. Is it brownies? No, there wasn't brownies. There was cupcakes, muffins, and more. Order your I'm going to get that keyword in again. Ooh, gone a bit too long, so not that it's a big deal, but it's going to cut off, which is a bit annoying. So let me just get rid of that, and I can make that shorter with a ampersand. It's too long. Perfect. And you can put a focus keyword in here. This is probably more useful when you're doing products, but basically it kind of then gives you a score on how well you're doing. So, you know, if I put this as our focus keyword, click update. It's given us an okay score on that. And obviously you can work through this to make it better. Do check out some of my other videos I've got on SEO and all that sort of stuff. I go into all this in a lot more detail on those. Okay, so now you see that our page title is now allergen-free cake kits, make it freeform. So you're going to want to go through each page and product on your website. Don't worry, you don't have to do it all in one go. You can do it as and when. And optimize. So for example, this one here, the carrot cake kit. Let's edit the product. And focus keyword I'm going to put in as allergen-free carrot cake. And I'm going to adjust the... Now, it does generate the page title automatically. So if you've named up your products, you know, so they match keywords, you're not going to have to do each one. It will just do it automatically, but probably you are going to want to tweak them. The description isn't too bad, but I think I'll that bit looks good. Easily make an allergen-free. I'm going to try and get that word in as much as I can. Everything you need is included. Order online today. I think it's good to include a call to action because yeah, it's going to appear on Google, so you want to attract someone to click on it. So let's update. What I am going to do is I'm going to add allergen free into the actual text as well, like here. That needs to be changed to an. See what I'm doing? So I'm trying to get allergen free because it's not just a carrot cake; it's an allergen free carrot cake, and you know, that's what we want. So let's put that in there. Maybe even change the URL to that. It'll add some hyphens anyway. There we go. So we've got a bit of green going on there. So as I say, yeah, you're going to need to go through all of your products and optimize them. I won't do them all on the video because that's quite a few. Well, there's not quite a few. There's 5, isn't there? But it will still drag on a bit. So there we go. We've got a page title. It's looking good. So one last thing I've noticed on the current site, the old customer site, let me bring it up again. I've closed it. I'm being tidy. Is that when you order a cake kit on here, you've got like this gift service card thing, where you can like add a card and a message. So I want to add that as well. So to do this, I need a plugin. And the plugin I'm going to be using is called Product Add-ons. It's available over at WooCommERCE.com. Let me just show you. I'll put a link up on the screen. Again, it's totally optional. You don't need to do this if it's not required. So it's in the WooCommERCE extensions. There's a whole load of stuff in here, by the way. So if you want to expand your shop, there is tons and tons and tons. There it is, product add-ons. It's $49. A little bit pricey, the extensions on here, but hey, they're official. Luckily, I've already bought it. So I'm just going to download that now. Okay, so I downloaded it and we'll close this for now. If I go back to the website, I'm going to close some tabs. It's getting a bit confusing. And it's a plugin, so I'm just going to add it as a plugin, like all the others that we've done. Okay, plugins and add new. Upload plugin. And it's in here. Install. And activate. Okay, so that's added a few extra options under products. If we go to global add-ons, you can do it per product or you can do it for the whole lot. And I want to do it for the whole lot. So what is it called? It's a, let's have a look on the current site. It's like gift service, whatever. So let's call it gift service. Apply to all products, or you could like pick categories, you know, if you want to. Let's click a new add-on group. So the first thing we need is this thing, gift service message, which then pops up a little box. So it's a checkbox. Or is it a... It's a custom input text area. And it's a gift service message. Okay, it's free, like that. And let's click save. So let's see what that's done. Let's go to the website. Have a look at a product. There we go. Now it is optional. So I think I need to reword it so that it reflects that. Let's put this down. Let's call that gift service. But optional. Let's add a new. Oh no, because they're all text things, aren't they? So I'm gonna have to add a new group, new add-on group, which is a select box, and that is the where's it gone? Gift service card. And what we got? We've got a happy birthday. Now, of course, if you want to add prices, you simply type them in there. Happy birthday. What's the other ones? Treat yourself, celebrate, and with love. Treat yourself, yourself. Celebrate with love. Save that. Let's see what this looks like. It might look a mess. Hang on. Oh, no, not that. I don't want that big I like that. So let's change these around. I want that one top. And this one, I don't want it to have a name. I bet it's going to not like that though. Oh, just deleted it. I don't want this big like title. I want it all under one. If you get what I mean. So, okay, let's see if we can make that say optional nicely in the description. Let's see what that looks like. I have used this plugin before. I'm not blagging it or winging it. Well, kind of am, but hopefully you get the idea. There we go. I'm going to have to hide it with some CSS, I think. So let's just add a new add-on group and call it give service message. And it's a what are the differences between them two? Not a lot, I guess. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, it'd be great if we had that. So here we go, in with the CSS. I don't want that big title. So let's add that, and I'm going to type in display none. It's got rid of all of them, which is not ideal. I want this product add-on gift service message. Look, that one. Just going to copy that. Again, I'm going to put the text, or sorry, the code for this on wpeagle.com. So .p. Hey, there we go. That's exactly what I want. And but that is slightly big. So let's make that slightly smaller. So I'm just going to add another one here. Font size 24. Okay, so I need to copy these into the customizer. Appearance. So I'm going to open out a new tab because I think I need to come back here and just tweak that slightly. Edit global CSS. Yeah, that font size in there. Then that one there. Oop. It's all good. Yeah, I just think the wording is it's a little bit out. So let's go back in here. That'll do. Let's put the word card in here. And save. I think we're getting there. Let's refresh. Perfect. A couple of things I just want to show you though. The first thing is you're going to want to have a look at the emails that the shop sends out to customers, etc. You want to tweak the colors, that sort of thing. You can find these under WooCommerce and settings. Then if you go into emails, you got your different emails here, your new order, cancel order, all that sort of stuff. So you can just click through. And here's a template here. It's like, it's a bit HTML-y. But generally, all you're going to want to do is set the colors, which you can do in here, down the bottom. If you need to make any kind of physical word changes, you are going to have to go in there and do some template stuff. What I'll do is I'll do another video on editing WooCommerce email templates. I won't do it in this video, but generally, you're just going to want to set the colors. So, you know, I've got my color codes here. Do the base color as brown. The footer text is going to be just a website address, I think. Like that. And then I think the rest is probably fine. Oh, you can add like a logo there. So let's just do that now. If I go into the media library, let me just open that in another tab. Do a search for, or I might be able to find it, it's just there. I'm just going to copy that URL. Go back to here and paste it in. There we go. So I've actually had an email from the customer and they want a few changes doing to the site and bits and bobs. So I'm going to make those changes. I won't do them in the video. They're just a bit boring, you know, color changes, tweaks here and there. Then, yeah, I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, I have made a few changes just to the colors and stuff. Basically, the client wanted it a bit darker, so this is what we've got. So now you kind of got, you can see what it looks like in the dark, and I'm sure you're going to adjust your colors to fit your needs. Anyway, I've also adjusted the slider. Now I have recorded this, and I'll post a link to the video on how to do these things in the slider. I'm not going to add it in this video. I did it as a kind of separate video, so which is already up online. So, and yeah, I'll put a link and you can go check that out if you want to find out how I did these slides. One thing that I have done is I've added a Twitter feed at the bottom here, and I have recorded how I've done that. So let's jump into that and I'll show you how I put that on. And then I'm going to do a few other bits and bobs just to kind of tidy up and do the final tweaks, as it were. So yeah, let's have a look at this Twitter feed, and I'll show you how I did it. The first thing we need to do is install a couple of plugins that are going to help us with the Twitter feed. So to do that, let's go into the dashboard and then plugins and add new. First one we're going to add is the Twitter one, which is called Tweet Scroll. Hang on, it might not have a space. Let me just get rid of the space. That's the one we want. Let's click install. Now it comes as a widget, which is kind of handy. So that means you can add your Twitter feed to your sidebars, wherever they may be on your theme. Maybe down the side, could be in the footer, could be in the header. So let's click activate. But I'm also going to add another little plugin that allows us to add widgets as shortcodes. So that basically means that we can add them to a sidebar and then drop that sidebar or widget, whatever, into a piece of content in like the main page body, if that makes sense. So you've got two options. You've got the widget, which you can add to your sidebar, and then we're going to use a shortcode plugin so that we can add it anywhere else, say for example on the home page or something like that. So that second plugin is called Widget Shortcode. So I'm just going to type that in, do a search. Oh, I need to click add new, silly me. Widget shortcode. And click install now. Then click activate. Okay, then we're good. So let's set up our Twitter widget first. So if I go into appearance and sidebars, obviously where you find all the widgets. Oh, sorry, no. You don't find them there, you find them in appearance and widgets. Silly me. So in appearance and widgets, we've got this new area now called arbitrary, which is what we can use for the shortcode. So basically anything we put in here, we can then dump anywhere on the site. It will all become clear in a second. So let me go and find the tweet scroll widget. Here it is. Now, of course, you could just put it in your main sidebar or wherever, but I want to drop this one on the home page. So a sidebar is not going to be useful, so that's why I'm going to use the shortcode. So once you've put the widget in, you can give it a title, you can put your username in, which obviously we're going to do in a second, number of tweets you want to load, and all sorts of things. So let's go through and I'll leave the title as Twitter for now. I think I may want to remove that, but we'll see. Let me add the username, which is Bake It Freeform. Tweets load, that's fine. Now I just want this kind of do a fade, so I'm just going to go with that for 1. 600 is fine for now, I think. Timestamps are fine. So I want to set this to fade. Open in your new window. That's when people click any of your Twitter links. Show the Twitter logo. Yeah, why not? Not going to bother with the profile image. And then you can set some caching if you want. Maybe 5 minutes is good. Okay, now we need to get our consumer keys and access keys. So to do that, we need to head over to Twitter. I'll just open a new tab. And in fact, we're going to apps.twitter.com. So you need to sign in with a Twitter account. Can be the one you're using or can be a different one. It's up to you. Probably best to use one you're using, but I don't have that username and password right now, so I'm just going to borrow another one. And the password. If you can remember the password, it does help. Okay, then once you're in, it says you don't have any Twitter apps, so let's click Create New App. I'm going to give it a name, which is Make It Free from Website Tweets. Description, website tweets. Put the URL in. Don't need a callback URL. Tick the yes, I agree. It says I need to add my mobile phone number to my Twitter profile, so I'll just do that quickly. Where's the phone number bit? Must be in here. No, mobile. There we go. So just add my phone number. Text you a code. Just got it, so I'll type it in. There we go. So let's go back and try and create that again. Doesn't like my URL. I think it needs the HTTP. There we go. HTTP:// you know, the usual. Hey, there we go. And now we've got some keys and things. So let's click on keys and access tokens. And here's the things that we need to copy and paste into our widget on WordPress. So I'm going to go down here and click Create My Access Token. And then we've got everything we need. So the first one is consumer key. So I'm just going to copy that to my clipboard. Paste it in. Make sure there's no spaces or anything that come across. There's the next one. And then towards the bottom, I don't need that page. Towards the bottom on here, you'll find your access token and whatnot. So let's copy the access token. And paste in that one. So let's click Save. Then we're good to go. So what we need is this short code here. I'm just going to copy that, and then we're going to go back to the home page. I'm using X Theme on this website, but it doesn't really matter what theme you're using. You're just going to need to obviously paste that shortcode where you want it to appear. So let me edit this page. The theme I'm using does have quite a nice visual editor, but you can just paste it into the normal WordPress editor or whatnot. So I'm just going to down the bottom here. I think I'm going to add a new section. I think. And then within that section, I'm going to add a text. Basically, I'm just looking to paste that shortcode in like that. And it's brought up more than I wanted, so I need to adjust my settings, I think. But yeah, that's looking good. Let's click Save. And let's have a look at the page. I think it's forgotten those 10 tweets settings that I've done. So let's go back into widgets and adjust those settings. So widgets. Yeah, that should be. Oh, no, that one should be 1. I thought I changed that earlier. Let's click Save and refresh. And there's our Twitter feed. So one final thing that I want to do is just hook up a MailChimp newsletter form so that people can easily sign up to our MailChimp list. Then we can obviously send them newsletters going forward. Now, if I go over to wpeagle.com, which is of course my website, I am using this feature on X Theme. By the way, wpeagle.com is made by using X Theme, which is pretty cool. But yeah, if you scroll down on this site, you'll see I've got this little thing that pops out with a name and an email. Allows people to sign up really easy to say MailChimp. So we're going to add one of those to the site just to kind of finish it off. And then I promise we're going to be making it live. So let's just do this. So if we go back to our Cake website, and then if we just go back into dashboard, we just need to install a X Theme add-on, which you find under add-ons. So just in here. And then if we scroll down, we've got all the extensions here, and it's this one here we want, content doc, and that should take a second. And we also want the email forms MailChimp plugin. So just install that too, and let's click Go Activate. Then if we scroll down, we've got over here the X content doc and the X email forms for MailChimp. So they're all activated, which is good. So the first thing we'll set up is MailChimp. So to do that, we'll go into add-ons and email forms. And then we've got this tab here, which says MailChimp. And we need to enter the API key. So if I head over to MailChimp, mailchimp.com, click login, enter the correct username and password. I'm going to paste them in. I just quickly got them from my email, and then the password. So we want to go up into profile, and then into, I think it's extras, yep, and then API keys. And then if we scroll down, we can click create a key. Then there's our key. So I'm just going to copy that to my clipboard. Go back to here, paste it in, click update. And there we go. So it says we haven't got any lists yet. So I'm just going to go back to MailChimp and create a list. I'm going to call it website subscribers. So obviously this is just the list of the emails that we're going to collect. Default in from is this one. So you enter your default. Oh, there we go. You need to add a reminder as to how they join. So via like that. And all the rest is fine. I'm going to have it as one by one so that we get an email every time someone subscribes, which is kind of cool. So now let's go back to the website. Let me just click update again on this page. Oh, and then click refresh. And there's our list. Okay, so now if we go to email forms, we need to just create a very simple form. Let's click add new form. And let's call it newsletter sign up. Website subscribers, that's all fine. Yeah, I don't think you need to change much of that. Let's just click publish. And then if we go back, click on this button, we can just get the short code, which is just what we're going to copy and paste. Here it is. And then we need to enable the content doc. Let's go into add-ons and content doc. Click enable. I like it on the right. I want it on all these pages. I just did a Control A there, and you can mess around with these colors and stuff as well, which probably should do. But let's have a look at it first. Let's click update. So now down in appearance and widgets, got this extra one here called content doc. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a text widget and paste that form in. Let's have a look. Let's go to the website and see what that looks like. There it is. Now I think it just needs a heading and whatnot just to kind of set it off. So what I suggest you do is just create something in a page and then copy it as I've done before. Obviously, luckily I've got my widgets here from WP Eagle, and I'm just going to copy and paste it. See what I've done here? I've got like an X custom headline. I just copied and pasted it from Cornerstone, as I've done previously. So I'm just going to copy this. It's all good, and paste it in. I'm just going to rejig the words slightly. So something like that, and then we're going to say get offers, recipes, baking tips, and much more straight to your email. I think that'll probably be all right. Let's click save. Oh, I've done that. I've got rid of the little square bracket. I'm losing them left, right, and center. So make sure you got your square brackets around your shortcode. Let's click save. Let's refresh. There we go. So there's our newsletter sign up, and then obviously people put in their details and they go straight into your MailChimp. One thing you may want to do before you do make your site live is set up some redirects, if you've got an old site. If you haven't, you don't need to worry about this step. But for example, if I go over to my client's current site, they've got these pages here that may be indexed by Google and whatnot, so you probably want to redirect them. It's quite simple. Again, it's just a little plugin. Let's just do it right now. I'll show you how to do a couple, and then you should be fine. But I've got a plugin called 301 Redirect. So we're just going to go to plugins and add new. Search for 301 Redirect. Okay, the one I like, if you scroll down a bit, is called Redirection. This one here, just click Install Now. Then activate. And then under Tools now, you've got this redirection section. So basically what I want to do is put the old ones in, so each one. So let's do this one first, shoponline.html. I'm just going to paste that in without the domain. And the target is, if I just open another tab with the front of the website, it's going to be the shop. So I'm just going to copy this, the shop, click Add Redirection. Ooh, invalid group. I think it wants me to add a group, so let's go to groups. That's weird, it never normally does. Let's call it old site redirects. Okay, let's go back and try that again. So the new one is shop, the old one is shoponline.html. There we go. Then I just need to go through each one of these. So if I click on one of these, products ginger cake. That looks quite similar to what we've actually got, is it? No, ours is ginger cake kit. Obviously, if they're the same, you don't need to redirect. Let's copy that. And then get the new one, which is this. Anyway, I think you get the idea. I will obviously go through all of these, make sure that they're all added, but you don't need to watch this. Then we are going to make it live straight after I've done these redirects. Okay, so the time has finally come to make this website live. Well done if you made it to the end of this video. This video has been recorded over a good many weeks, as you may have guessed by some of the editing and stuff that I did. Mainly because obviously I'm working with a client and they've always back and forth and whatnot. But I hope that you've managed to make a site that you like. If you got stuck or whatever, or you are stuck, then please do drop me a line, leave me a comment, whatever. I'll try and help you out. So right now we're going to point the real domain over to the site and make it all live. So to do that, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need your domain provider's details, and you need to be logged in. So at the moment I'm logged in with the client's GoDaddy, where their domain is registered. Because we're going to need to update the DNS in there. And you're going to need your WP Engine dashboard. You need to be logged into that as well. So the first thing we're going to do is enter the domain into WP Engine. So we can do that by clicking Enter Domain. And I'm going to click Add Domain up here. And the domain name is bakeitfreefrom.com. And we don't need any additional, so let's just click Add Domain. Okay, it says, do we want to enable CDN for this domain? I'm not going to do that right now, but you might want to do it later. It should improve the speed of your site, but just while we're making it live and making sure everything's working okay, I'm going to leave that off. So that's our domain added. We need to set it as primary, so let's click Set as Primary. There we go. So the next thing we need to do is into our dashboard on WordPress, and we need to update the WordPress URL. Now, once we do this, we're not going to be able to access the site until everything goes live. But don't panic, you should be fine. So let's go to Settings and General. So in here, we just need to update the domain name, which is this WordPress address URL and the site address. So we're just going to enter. Make sure you spell it correctly. Bake it free from, for me. We're running on the wrong domain ever since I set it up because it's free from. Anyway, that seems a long time ago now. Let's click Save Changes. Now, we've got this, which is fine because it's updated. Don't panic. So now we're going to go into our domain account, which is currently with this one is with GoDaddy, but whoever you register your domain with and whoever manages your DNS. So I'm going to click Manage DNS. So we need to update a few of these records. The first one is the A record. So I'm just going to get rid of this shop. We don't need that. Ooh, is there a way to delete? Oh yeah, the little trash can here. Just going to click delete. And then here, I'm just going to edit this and delete that one. And then this one, I'm going to, where it says points to, I'm going to enter the IP address of our WP engine, which if we go back here, go to Overview. You see the IP address is right here. I'm just going to copy that and paste that in there. I'm just going to add the @ as well, actually. Shouldn't have deleted that. So it's an A record. The host is @ and then points to the same address. So that's half an hour, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Okay, so here we are, up and running. It's all live and it's all good. I had to wait a few minutes there for the DNS to update, so if you do get a page not found error, don't worry, just wait a little while. It can take a few hours sometimes for the DNS to update, so just don't panic, just give it some time, and your website should appear. Now obviously you're going to want to check everything is working okay. Make sure you do a test order, make sure all your payment gateways and everything are working correctly, PayPal, Stripe, whatever you're using. The other thing you're going to want to check is that WP Engine provide a free SSL certificate. So do install that, and then you could run your site over HTTPS, which is useful and obviously makes it more secure and is essential if you're taking credit cards via Stripe or something like that. Now, although it is HTTPS, it's not green, and that probably means that we're loading an image or something that isn't running over a secure connection. So we just need to check the links. I'm guessing it's this widget, possibly. So let's go into widgets and just double check. You only need to do this if you're not getting the green padlock like that, which I'm getting on the login screen. So let's just double check those widgets. Okay, footer 1, let's have a look. You see we're linking to the old site as well, which was a little bit of a mistake by me. So I'm just going to remove that from there so that it's just got the slash, the bit after the .com basically. That way it doesn't matter then which domain you're on. And you're probably going to need to check through some links, which we'll do in a second, just to make sure that they are all correct now we're live. Let's just go back to the site. If I go to the checkout again. There we go, it's green. So, so there we go, that's perfect. So, as I said, what you want to do is just double check that all your links and everything are pointing to your domain and not anything WP Engine. These are all looking okay. So yeah, just go through all your links and make sure all your images, etc. are all running off the new site. So for example, on this page, if I wanted to just double check this image, just go to inspect. I'm just going to click on it. I can see that it's pointing to, again, WP engine. So it looks like most of my images are going to be wrong. So it's very easy. I'm just going to go into edit page. I'm not even going to bother with Cornerstone. I'm just going to click edit page. And just go to text. Don't worry about that message. And then just scroll down, and there it is there. I'm just going to take... Why did that jump? Just take out that a bit again. After the .com. Click update. I mean, it's not a big deal if they are pointing to WP Engine. They'll still work, but you know, ideally you want them all pointing to your domain. Incidentally, if you do want to make the whole site HTTPS for whatever reason, there's a plugin that does it. If you go to plugins and add new, just do a search for SSL. And I like this one here, really simple SSL. So just install that. Click activate. Then if we click go ahead and activate SSL, let's see if that works. And go back to Bake It Freeform. There we go. We've got SSL across the whole site now. So if you want that, that's how you do it. The final thing you're going to want to do, and it's very important, is to allow search engines to come in and index your site. So you want to double check a setting, which we're just going to have a look at now. It's in the dashboard. Then if we come down to settings and reading, scroll down, we want to untick this discourage search engines. That's very important, otherwise Google and that won't be able to come in and have a look at your website. Okay, that concludes this video. I hope you found it useful. It's been quite long. Well done if you got this far. As I said, you've done really well, and I hope your website is everything that you wanted it to be. If you like this video, please click the like button and obviously subscribe to my channel for more. If you've got any questions or comments, do leave them below the video in the comment section, or get in touch with me via Twitter at WordPress Eagle. But for now, that's all, and I'll see you next time. See you later.